Oh, you turned on monetization?
No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record, yeah, we keep it real. No filter, shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on, we talk that talk in our own way. Off the record, minion the God, let's go. Foxy 2, Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard, busy with the facts she never missed. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah, come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. We said what we said. Off the record.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Off the Record with your boy Minion with Opinion, aka Minion the God. And we got my co-hostesses with the mostesses. We got Foxy 2, Roxy 3, which you guys are probably y'all remember her, y'all. Y'all remember her. Y'all remember her. It's been a while, but she's back in full effect with us tonight. And we have I Said What I Said. What's going on, ladies?
Hey, Minion.
Hi, Minion. How are you? Hello, everyone.
Hey, Foxy. So y'all know I'm finna start, right? How the hell you gonna say? Y'all remember Foxy 2, Roxy 3 when we say her name every week?
Of course, but you know,
we gave them, we let them know, the time wasn't good for it right now. But okay, Minion.
well, it's been a while since they actually seen and heard her voice. Now they can actually, interact with Foxy. I'm sure everybody's been waiting for her to come back onto the show. So we glad that you are here with us tonight.
I'm glad to be back. I am so glad to be back with the family.
Well, welcome back, Foxy. We missed you.
I miss you all too a lot.
Y'all tell Foxy y'all miss her in the chat. All right. So also while we get things started, guys, can y'all do us a huge favor and hit that like button, subscribe to all three channels if you haven't done so already. Off the record, Foxy 2, Roxy 3, I Said What I Said. And before we get into the show, I guess we want to do the shout outs. I said what I said. You want to do the shout outs for us?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Minion. I am so sorry. I was, you know how I be doing it. We have Susie Mills in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday to you, Susie, and thank you for being here. We also have Von the Madam in the house. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Happy Thursday to you.
What's
And
good,
we have
Vaughn?
and we have Shoe. What's the shoe quaff lady? Welcome, 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 and thank you for being here.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here with us today. Go ahead, get active in the chat. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss today with the orange goo glob goblin that y'all put in office, that y'all made the president of the United States. He ain't my president, but he is the president of the United States. So we got a lot to talk about with the layoffs, with the economy, with Iran and this war, uh, the new virus that's going to be spreading now, a new epidemic.
Oh my God.
Like, can this administration get any worse than what it already
Mm,
is?
mm.
Apparently
Well,
so. So we're gonna talk about it today.
well, what you saying? A new virus? Oh yeah, I feel like things is definitely can get worse.
Like what? A new virus? Okay, so let's get into it. We're gonna start off though, before we get into all the Donald Trump chaos. Let's talk about the fact that they've just disenfranchised a lot of black voters in Louisiana, and they just passed the bill. So there's a black rapper by the name of Killer Mike. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but apparently he was very vocal in telling people not to vote for Kamala, not to vote for Democrats and stuff like that. And so now he's trying to start pandering to the black community again, and acting like he's an advocate or activist for the black community. And Tabitha is going to talk about it, so I'll let her do the talking, and we'll
and let me interject this also. He was very instrumental with getting Hillary Clinton not elected. He was very much against Hillary Clinton because he was a Bernie Sanders fan, and so now, since he have a huge platform, right? Him and other black celebrities, they all have huge platforms, and I go ahead and blame them also. Is one of the reasons why we're in the situations that we're in now. And when Tabitha get through explaining it to us, you guys understand what we're talking about when we talk about Killer Mike and how he help usher us into this era that we're in now.
Wrong messenger. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. First, I want to give a huge shout out to my old faithfuls. Thank you so much for all of the support that you have given to me over the years. I also want to give a huge shout out to my channel members. Thank you for the extra support that you provide to my channel every month. And I want to give a huge welcome to the newbies. And if you've come across this video and are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would be happy to have you. Well, after having nothing to say, after he used his large platforms to advocate for people to vote against Hillary Clinton back in 2016. Then he turned around and used his large platform to advocate for people to vote against Stacey Abrams. And then he turned around and used his large platform to advocate for people to vote against Kamala Harris in 2024. After all of that, he has had nothing to say about the overturning for Roe v. Wade. He has had nothing to say about the rollback and the whitewashing of Black history. He has had nothing to say about the rollbacks of DEI and affirmative action. Now, after all of that, after all of the harm that he has caused, now he's using his platform to tell Black people to mobilize.
Hey, what's up? Onyx Impact. Black Male Initiative. This is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render. 1965 Voters' Rights Act just got gutted. They gutted it. They literally eviscerated it, and it's now trying to make it easier, or allowed it to be easier, for states to redraw district lines to annex those most in need out. This is not just black people and African Americans. This is poor people. So based on where you are, the more poor people are, they can chop you up. They can make sure you aren't voting on the behalf of the poor and the interest. They can make sure that it affects your schools. They can make sure it affects your jobs. They can make sure it affects every part of your life. So right now, you need to be putting pressure on our local politicians and local municipalities not to do this. We need to be putting pressure to make sure that those like you and like your neighbors still have the ability to exercise the full constitutional rights of voting, and it being effectively not eviscerating us being taken back to Jim Crow. So we're going to start the largest voter initiative possible this fall. We're going to get people out to the polls. We're going to beat up those midterms, and going forward, we're going to do more than just march and protest. We're going to go to the polls. We're going to change the people who are in office. We're going to
I'm gonna say this. Whenever I hear an activist say something like we're going to start the largest movement for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the cause is, I automatically think instant grift.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking. And I feel like, whatever money he had, and he looks totally different now because he was, probably 100 pounds thicker than that when he was telling people to go vote for, not to vote for those people that he called out, i.e., Clinton, Harris, Stacey Abrams,
Hmm.
and one more he said, didn't he? But anyway, um, I wonder, is he broke? Is he broke now, and and somebody is paying him to say what he's saying now? And was somebody paying him to say what he said in 2016 up until today's date, until he changed his mind?
I'm sure.
I agree. I agree. I think that's it. He's trying to get some money. He broke now,
Mm-hmm.
so but he can't come to the barbecue. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
His cars have been revoked.
His card has been revoked. He cannot come to the barbecue.
All right.
get those laws back changed in the favor of the people. This is Michael Render. Stay tuned. We're going to do something plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize big next.
Listen, I really don't have anything else to add because I have been talking to my people for the past 10 to 11 years. And I've been telling my people about these problematic people: Killer Mike, Ice Cube, Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, Nina Turner, Mark Lamont Hill, Eddie Glaude. I've been telling my people about these problematic people for 10 to 11 years, and I have bringing my people the receipts for 10 to 11 years. These people, especially Killer Mike and Nina Turner and Mark Lamont Hill and Eddie Glaude, they used their huge platforms to publicly talk about voting against Hillary Clinton in 2016. These are Bernie bros.
You know what I don't understand when it comes to the Democratic Party, and I know this is kind of its own topic, but it's a little off topic. What I don't understand is how Democrats, whenever they hear a talking point being, launched from the other side, they always feel like they have to somewhat agree that they may have a point, and like I don't know what it's called. What is it? It's like this political
Correct.
niceness.
Political correctness.
Right, right. Like that they have to just be diplomatic and say, well, yeah, we do have a problem. Yes, no one is arguing that the US doesn't want Iran to have nuclear war weapons. First off, why everybody else has nuclear weapons? Israel is bombing multiple countries. Make me understand, why does America not want Iran to not have nuclear weapons? Because we already had a deal with them. We already know what their timeline would be to even be capable of doing something like that, why would they want to target us in the first place? Why are we in all these other countries' affairs and trying to run all these other countries? But instead, Democrats always are like, well, yes, you're right. We do have to do this, and this is a problem. No, it's not a fucking problem. The only thing that we need to be worried about and addressing are the issues and concerns of the American people and what's going on in America. I mean, I don't know where this comes from where we have to be worried about what everybody else on the country is doing, in the world is doing, outside of what we got going on when we have a hunger epidemic, we have a homeless epidemic. There's like so many different issues that we could be tackling inside the United States. Why do we care about what's going on in Iran? I don't give a fuck if they bomb every last country in the Middle East. If that's what they want to do amongst themselves, let them do that. Why does that why do we have to bear the blunt? You know what I mean? And then, and for the Democrats, why do Democrats have to be the ones to say, well, okay, let's try to meet in the middle? No. Fucking stop this insanity. Get out of all these other countries' businesses, come back to America and focus on what the hell we need to fix in America. Point blank, period.
Yeah, well, I also too, they need to talk to the public like they talk at home and stop all of this uh correct, correct etiquette. That's one of the reasons why Agent Orange was, you know, voted into office, because everybody was like, well, he like me, he talk like I talk, you
Right.
know. And so that's, you don't have to do an act or anything, but you can just be human and just be humanistic, because people um, understand plain English. Once again, the American public is, most of the American public, not everybody, but at least 75 to 80% of the public operate on the eighth grade education, unfortunately. Okay. And so they're going to need plain folk talking and just really talk about everyday issues. At the end of the day, like you said, why are we worried about other countries? They've been fighting for 2,000 years. They're going to continue to fight probably 2,000 more years.
Right.
Okay. And so I wholeheartedly agree with you. We need to be worried about American problems. And Lord knows we got every problem in America, including a new, including the new heebie-jeebies. I'm not gonna forget about that, because I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized from COVID, so from C-19. So I'm not gonna forget about this.
And let's just keep in mind that there's not a there's nothing going on right now. We
Yeah,
don't have no C-19,
not good.
and you you actually brought up the numbers for the unemployment rate.
Yeah,
So we'll finish this out and then we'll look at the unemployment numbers.
I think
But
Foxy had something to say about it too. What you was
Oh,
gonna say, Fox?
what I have to say about it is, Minion asked the question, why are we over in other countries? It's all about greed. It's what they have that we don't have, and we want to take it. That's the only thing that America keep doing is take from other countries, but they're not giving us anything.
I think
What we,
that's one side to it. I
yeah,
think this is a multi-layer grift.
Hmm.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
and
billionaires are bored. Is basically what's going on, because see, when you have everything under the sun and you don't have to worry about tomorrow, and you don't have to struggle, like the everyday person have to worry about bills. We got problems and issues that we worry about every day. Well, billionaires don't have that issue, so
no,
they run out of things to do. So because
So they start
basically,
going worrying about other countries' issues.
yeah.
right.
So that's part of your multi-layer that you're talking about.
Well,
Hmm.
think about it. He said he went to Venezuela for what? To get the oil. He said, "Oh, we got as much oil as we want now," because he thinking because we, went over there and attacked Venezuela. Now he's over there in Iran. He's trying to attack them for what they have over there. He wants that, He long as the Hamas is closed, he can't get none of that. So that's what's messing him up. It's not for anybody else but us for him to get whatever Iran had that they didn't agree to give him in the first place. That's why we're in the war. That's what I see it as. He went over there, tried to make a deal with them. They said, no, we already made one deal. We're not going to go against that deal. Now he want to come over and start attacking to try to make a new deal so he can get whatever they have over there. I forgot what it's called.
Uranium.
Yeah.
But let's bring it bring the view up a little bit, because we're looking at a very low level. Let's talk about the fact that Netanyahu has dog walked President Orange Glob pedophile protector into this war by blackmail with the Trumpstein files. So that's the first thing. Secondly, you have to think about the fact that if there's a war, he is able to pretty much, he has pretty much commissioned his own family to be like these weapons companies, manufacturers, and stuff like that. So they're just finding ways to launder money back into their own hands through different shell companies that they may use as weapons companies or whatever, that may have just formed their entity, maybe even weeks prior to taking on a multi-million, sometimes billion-dollar contract. So that's another thing. These people are funneling money through other channels to get back into their own hands. There's just a lot of corruption, and then on top of the fact that, yeah, we're also trying to strong arm other countries out of their own God-given resources on their land. So there's a lot of different things going on, but
Well, shit, it's like he robbing everybody.
yeah.
He robbing everybody in America and in the world.
He's a big time robber.
Right, baby. He got his hand in all of the damn cookie jars.
Let's let Tabitha.
Remember, he was going out to China too.
People are Bernie bros, and they were butthurt that Bernie lost the election the primary back in 2016. And from that point, they've been using their platforms to bring harm to the black community. They use their platforms to get people to vote against Hillary Clinton in 2016. And what did we end up with? We ended up with Donald Trump picking 3 Supreme Court justices: Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh. And because Trump was able to do that, we lost Roe v. Wade. We lost affirmative action. Then Killer Mike jumped back up on that high horse and galvanized people to vote against Stacey Abrams. There's pictures out there of Killer Mike cozying up to Brian Kemp, shaking hands, meeting with, having these little barbershop meetings where he was big upping for the 2024 primary, big upping the likes of RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And what did we end up with? We ended up with another Trump in 2024. We ended up with Brian Kemp.
Why do our people always, like, when they get to a certain level, they just don't give a damn about like their people anymore? It's like
they never did give one.
You're right. I mean, that's true.
It's just that they can show it now because they got the capital behind them.
As governor for Georgia, yeah, Killer Mike was behind that. Used his platforms. He won. He won Brian Kemp another term, and he won Donald Trump another term. And now that Donald Trump has another term, we've lost the Voting Rights Act. It has been gutted. Civil rights legislation has been rolled back. We've lost DEI. Black history has been whitewashed. Books have been banned from black authors. And this mofo hops up on
Woo.
his platform and now wants to galvanize black people to correct his mistakes. Now, black people will do just that.
But y'all don't need to do it with him.
Black people will do just that. But I'm here to remind black people that it's this mofo that helped to get us here.
I think that's pretty much the gist.
Hmm. And she's
Pretty,
telling,
pretty
like
much.
Alice said, she's telling nothing but the truth, the whole truth. And so since you palling around with Brian Kemp, that's the governor of Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and Donald Trump. I remember the whole thing. I watched him do that along with Tabitha, and at the end of the day, the money must be gone now, and you can't tell me that they wasn't paying him to do that.
Well, most of them that advertised for Trump were getting paid.
He left Bernie, who probably was paying him, and allegedly, and then he went to Brian Kemp, who probably paid him allegedly. And
Mm-hmm.
now he probably it could possibly be, and this is just me thinking. I don't have any proof of this, but this is just my thoughts on it and my opinion. Now somebody in the Democratic Party is paying him to ensure that they win the House and the Senate. So I'm gonna have to just tell the truth on it.
His loyalty is wherever the check, whoever signs the check.
So that answers your question, that why do black people always, do what they do?
That's
Yeah,
why
but
you
I
don't
think
invite
that,
everybody to the you don't invite everybody to the barbecue.
but as black people, I think that we have a habit of lifting the worst of our kind up into those positions versus, embrace it. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. I think that a lot of black people would, when they see somebody sagging or looking more urban or talking ghetto or something like that, they I guess they feel more connected to that, and so they're willing to put that on the
Hmm.
pedestal as their representative. And I think that that is something that we just have to get away from. Rappers should not be the representative representation of the black community's political views. Like, I, but whatever,
It's
because I
about
know
drama.
it's not gonna
It's about
change.
drama now. Everything is about drama. If it ain't nothing, if you go in here and there's no drama, everybody's bored. If it's something exciting with drama, oh yeah, we're gonna put them on a pedestal and see what else they gonna say, what else they got to say. Now I feel like I'm connected because I do drama, so I want to connect with somebody that do drama. Trump ain't nothing but drama. What we got? Drama.
Well, these are, while all this drama is taking place, this is what is happening to people's jobs in America, and this is in America. I think, right? These are all numbers for America.
Hmm.
So,
Well, they're international also. I'm sure.
right, right. So Trump's make a MAGA administration,
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
they've,
but you're absolutely right though. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you said. Yeah, these are American jobs that we no longer have since the Trump administration entered the scene.
hmm so 27,000 jobs lost from Amazon, 10,000 jobs lost from Microsoft, 11,000 Meta, 12,000 Google. Let me move us out the way. Oh yeah, and Spirit. Spirit just went out of business completely. Like, I, what administration? Who thinks that this is a administration is doing good? Like, what is going on here?
And they left people stranded. Not only did they go file for bankruptcy, they sold
You had
tickets.
to find a way back.
You had to find your way back home, and they sold tickets as if they were going to stay in business. You know, like they were good. And my whole thing is, when you file for bankruptcy, when you getting evicted, right? Because you know how many days you have. Because in my opinion, that's the same thing, right? So you know when that deadline is gonna hit. So why not sell one-way tickets? Probably the last 2 or 3 weeks that you're in business, because it's a possibility that you won't be in business. But they didn't care. They just took people money.
Child, they can spare those $5 that they spend on that, you know.
You
Instead of
can't.
five, they spent $10 on the round trip. So
Yeah.
they can eat that $5. So
Well, the whole thing about it is, yeah, they probably can eat that $5, but some people said that they had to pay up to $1,000 extra just to get home.
on Spirit,
Not on Spirit. I'm talking about when Spirit left them
oh, to the
stranded.
new flights
Yeah,
on the new
yeah.
flights.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Why take people money? Because when you file for bankruptcy, it takes you a long time to get a refund, if they even give you a refund from the bankruptcy.
Hmm.
True. And how
You
long
know?
it takes for you to get it.
Yeah. And so some people had to pay. So that not only were they out of a round trip ticket with Spirit, then they had to turn around and pay for a one-way ticket back home. So that's a lot of money.
But I think
Right.
that's just part of the risk that you take when you fly with Spirit. You never know what could possibly happen when you go with Spirit. So y'all were already gambling, taking a big gamble in the first place. So
Yeah, you do get what you pay for, but damn.
I'm like I said, what I say, damn.
That's taking it, and don't you think that's taking it a little bit too far?
all right, well, jobs not looking good. And in fact, uh, let's talk about this new virus that's supposed to be going around, and see if we can wrap our head around this.
Oh, CNN's Randy Kay looks now at how this virus may have spread.
This was an expedition boat, and many of the people on board were doing bird watching.
Turns out a birdwatching tour may be the source of this Hantavirus outbreak. According to the Associated Press, 2 Argentine officials investigating how this started said their government is leaning toward the idea that a Dutch couple contracted the virus while birdwatching in the city of Ushuaia, Argentina, before boarding the ship. The AP reports the couple visited a landfill during the tour and may have been exposed to infected rodents. That 70-year-old Dutch man was the first to die on the ship, days after they left port in Argentina. His 69-year-old wife died about 2 weeks later. The rest of the people on board, including nearly 150 passengers, are now on a 3 to 4 day journey from Cape Verde to Tenerife in the Canary Islands. Spain has agreed to receive the ship there. Upon arrival, the plan is for all passengers to be taken to a nearby airport and sent back to their home countries. The 14 Spanish citizens will be examined and go directly into quarantine at a Madrid hospital.
Now, do you understand why I'm traumatized and afraid?
Yeah, you can't go nowhere now.
It sounds very familiar, don't it?
Yes, it does.
Remember when the first couple people had the C-19,
C-19.
and we let them in the country, and then everybody in the country had it.
True.
Hmm.
So that's the part that I'm afraid for.
And they're
And then
saying that this Hantavirus is killing people.
yes, it's
Yeah.
taking people out. And at the end of the day, we got the same person in charge that we had in charge for the C-19. So I'm not trying to scare
But
everybody, but I think that should at least give you some type of pause.
but it's even worse now.
But look who we have
RFK is
over.
also there too with them.
Yeah,
Look who we
nobody.
have it on CDC. Look who we have over CDC, the health
All right,
department,
right,
who don't
all right.
believe in vaccines. So if they even
Hopefully,
came up with a vaccine, he gonna say no.
there ain't gonna be no vaccine because they're not. He's not gonna recommend that we get one, and they fired Dr. Fauci, the epidemic doctor that knew how to handle these type of situations. Well, they didn't fire him, but they talked about him so much, and they got him out of. I think Trump did let him go. I think
Yeah,
Trump did let him
yeah,
go
he
in the
fired
first,
him.
yeah, in the first administration. He fired him
Mm-hmm.
because he got mad because Dr. Fauci was trying to warn everybody about the precautions and the seriousness of this virus, and really trying to give us regular, true information. And Trump wanted to get on there and lie. Remember, he was
I
telling.
thought they tried to prosecute Dr. Fauci.
I don't. They.
Yeah,
I think they talked about it, but I don't think they ever, indicted him or nothing. But he talked about it on the campaign trail tremendously. On the campaign trail, he wanted to investigate everybody, and he really kind of going down the line and meeting his quota of everybody that he disliked.
yeah. Kamala warned everybody. Nobody wanted to listen to her.
But I just hope that we don't have a epidemic and it get out of control, and we lose a lot of a lot of more people unnecessarily, because remember in the first time with C-19 we lost over 500,000 people.
Right. Millions of people lost their lives around the world.
Yes.
So, um, the last thing we want is another pandemic or any type of demic or
Right.
any type of anything outbreak. I don't want nothing to come out. So hopefully,
And we're not part of the World Health Organization no more.
We're in
well,
trouble.
we in
Yeah, we're in
trouble.
trouble. And then you got RFK Jr. in there that's sitting back acting like, nothing is wrong with it. Everybody's healthy and everything is fine, and we don't have no diseases in the United States at all.
Even though the measles breaking out, and that
Right.
it's a choice if you want to do all of that. But at the end of the day, everybody gonna have to just make sure they stay extremely healthy. If you're not taking your vitamins, start taking them, especially vitamin D, like David. Keep your immune system healthy, and do anything you can to keep your immune system up, because I'm afraid we're gonna slide back into the same situation again, and that's just my theory on it.
And y'all got to make sure that y'all stay healthy because y'all got to go to work. We got $1 billion we got to pay for this ballroom.
Mm.
So
Oh God.
y'all can't be calling in sick or nothing. Y'all got to go to take y'all ass to work so y'all can pay for this damn ballroom
It ain't
that our
permissible.
president told us that we wasn't gonna have to spend a dime on.
And also, you got to remember this is for everybody's safety when they come to the ballroom to have this ballroom. That last shooting did that.
Yeah, I
Who-
mean,
Well, we ain't getting shot at, so whose safety is we? We feel safe at our crib, so I don't know.
my biggest concern was about that. I said there's one thing that I don't know if anybody else kind of peeped that besides me. One of the officers supposedly had got had got pow in the chest. If think about it, if that man had got hit and he's an officer of the law, you think they didn't like that guy, and that guy was able to be tackled with not being lit up? What
look,
officer, what police department they're gonna stand back and let you shoot one of their fellow colleagues, and they're just gonna stand there and go, okay, just tackle him. Don't light
look.
him up.
Let me tell you something. They put it in the perspective with for me when they reminded me that it only took one opportunity for John F. Kennedy. It only took one opportunity for MLK, Malcolm X, Abraham Lincoln. The list goes on and on.
And
Tupac.
Even Reagan got shot in the arm.
Yeah, shot
This
and stabbed.
man has had the most attempts on his life and the worst success rate in human history. So I don't know what that equates to, what that amounts to, if that's a conspiracy in there somewhere. But I can tell you this with absolute certainty: this man ain't really getting assassinated,
No, yeah.
in my opinion.
Wait a minute, and the guy was on the top floor. So how he's a threat? He on the top floor above them, and he on the bottom floor. Help me! And then he shot one of the officers, and they didn't light him up. They just tackled him and put him in handcuffs. Come on, y'all, think about it. What police department do you know on this earth that's allowed their fellow colleague to get shot in the chest, even though he had a bulletproof vest, and they didn't light his ass up? I'm just saying. They said he got hit in the chest by one of them bullets, and he's sore, and he was in the hospital, but they didn't light that guy's ass
Yeah.
up. They just tackled him and put him to the floor and put him in handcuffs. What? I don't care if they're white, black, Chinese, Irish, whatever. I ain't heard one police department on this earth that wouldn't light somebody's ass up behind that.
He would have been lit up when he was running through the building. I don't care how fast he was running.
That part.
Because
he was black.
Yeah, and that part.
That part.
I'm surprised they even let him up on the sidewalk.
All right, well.
And like Alice said, look what Alice said.
There's no way a black man would have survived if that was real. Look, we just said it.
Exactly. And that's why I was saying, he hit that guy in the chest. They said, now this is the reporters. I'm only going by what they said, that he got hit point blank in the center of his chest, but thank God he had a bulletproof vest on. And they didn't light his ass up. They just tackled him and put him in handcuffs. They didn't hit him, beat him, kick him, slap him, nothing.
Well, maybe they was hoping that he did get through. Maybe they was also on his side. You know, it is. You know,
that was another thought.
Damn, shit, you did.
They want to give him another shot at it.
Yeah. Shit, we gotta take him down now. Shit, they done seen it.
Right. Remember, they took the vice president off before they took the president off. So hey.
Well, y'all, I'll say this also, because I feel like this was just perfect timing for him to, put the argument up for us to have to spend this $1 billion for security in this ballroom.
How about he just stay at the White House? He real secure up there. Just don't go nowhere. He move around too much anyway. He play golf every weekend.
Right. We don't need to have no events like that. Just have meetings. Just have meetings.
He couldn't even go on the world tour. The golfing world tour. Remember, they banned him.
Well, what we're saying is, just stay your ass at home. If
you ain't safe, stay at home.
You're right.
That's the most secure place you can be, partner.
Well, let's listen to Trump tell us how much we weren't going to have to pay for this war real quick, and we'll come back and talk about it.
$1 million ballroom, myself and donors are giving them free of charge. For nothing. We did this no charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. Rich people and people are putting up the money, zero taxpayer dollars. I think it'll cost $250 million, and it will be, I think, the finest. It's about $300 million, approximately $400 million. I think I'll do it for less, but it's $400. I should do it for less. I will do it for less, but just in case I say $400.
I will do it for less. I can do it for less. It will be less.
That old type of.
He think we crazy. I think he think everybody in America is boo-boo the fool and gonna believe these lies that he tell. Who he think he fooling?
Well, he 100% believes that the Republican Party is the dumbest party in America. So that's the reason why he chose to lead them.
Yeah, but he's trying to sell it to the public though, and the con man is conning. He said he want a prize, right? He want a medal, he want a certificate or whatever. Well, he should get that. Y'all should go ahead and just give him a gold medal because he's the biggest con artist and scammer president that we've ever had in history.
Or maybe we're in the dumbest period, like the period of the dumbest people in America living in America all at once. Because he's not conning me. Right. I ain't get con.
Well, we can give him the best leader of a cult.
Okay.
He beat out Jim Jones. I thought Jim Jones was bad, but he beat him out.
Right. But you see how much of a salesman he is, though. Everything is about branding.
Yeah. And he's starting off low, adding incremental.
Add to it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was free.
He is the biggest.
It's free. Then the donors and and it's gonna be free. Then the next, it's gonna be free. Then it went up to 2,000 me.
Now then it turned into y'all gonna have to pay.
Y'all won't have to pay for it now.
It was free. Now we gotta pay for it.
And then when we have to pay for it, we gotta pay
More money.
Over 2 times the amount that you
No,
was gonna
no,
have
no,
to
no,
pay
no.
for it.
No, baby, it's gonna be three. Cause I just heard today. I just heard yesterday. Congress is trying to pass $1 billion
That's what I'm saying.
with they're trying to add it on to this immigration so-called immigration bill that they have going on or what have you. Uh,
Hmm.
and at the end of the day, it's immigration and funding for ICE, and then they put $1 billion in there for this ballroom. Now, Lindsey Graham went on Fox all week last week promoting that the taxpayers pay for it. Him and some more Republicans, because they trying to sell it to the American public.
Hmm.
And so they went on Fox, and Lindsey Graham said it was going to cost 350 million, but he want to just go ahead and give him 4 million just to make sure that the numbers ain't
Yeah, yeah.
ain't
I
messed
mean,
up.
because
You
that's
know,
the conservative thing to do, right? That's the
yeah,
responsible thing.
yeah,
Just
that'd
give
be the
them
responsible
extra,
thing to do. Yeah, give
you
some
know,
extra.
whatever.
And he said the money that the donors, because they asked, well, we thought the donors was going to pay for it. He said they can just spend that on China and decor and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, yeah.
saw that. Yeah, they can
But
just pay for the decor and you
my
gotta be.
problem is you're trying to get this ballroom. You ain't gonna be in there long enough, but maybe
Won't
maybe
even get to step foot in it because it's going to take more than 2 years to build.
right. And so you want all of this, you ain't even gonna get a chance to step foot in there. And then we done paid all this money out. People's going out without insurance, homeless, like Minya said. Um, People, the food cost is going up, the gas is going up. People losing their jobs, people are being homeless, people are losing their homes, their cars, their livelihood, and you sitting back telling them we're going to protect you,
Gotta
just
figure
you.
out if they could eat, if they gonna eat or buy their medications, or if they
Right.
gonna eat, or if they gonna be able to put gas in their car. Which one they gonna have to choose?
Or
And
or if they're going to eat as adults or let the children eat.
Right, that
Because
part.
somebody might have to go hungry in the house, because that happens also.
right, right. With these, it's insane, and these people are living in these completely disconnected worlds or realities from the regular average everyday American person.
You
These
know,
people are talking about ballrooms and making stuff in gold, and and building arches and
hmm all kind of statues and shit like we said, like we do in Korea, where he can be. He got his picture all at the White House.
like this
He got
whole
statues and shit all over the country.
yeah. Yeah, he got a new gold statue in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, yeah, like
And
he
then
Uh,
it,
Kim Jong Un.
and look, then he got a gold airplane that he can't even fly because it costs too much for them to travel from one place to another because they burn up more fuel because the plane is too damn heavy.
Well, I guess he got to enjoy his gold on this side of the earth. Okay.
okay.
Cause he ain't gonna get to go to the streets paved with gold up in heaven. He ain't gonna make it. So I guess he's enjoying all the gold he can on this good side.
Remember, he said he wasn't gonna make it to heaven, so hey.
Yeah, that's why I said that. I'm quoting him. I ain't listen. He know where his fate is. I don't know. He said that, not us.
Well, I think that this is just another way of Trump showing you he doesn't give a damn about any of you guys. Y'all are really, I would say sheep.
Non-factors.
Right. I would say just sheep to him, but I don't even think he looks cares about y'all like in that way.
Peasants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
baby, we all peasants to him. You hear me?
Peasants. We
Uh,
are, like you
he
said, we are peasants.
he just chooses by the day and however he feels on what he's going to tell the American public, and we just have to just be okay and just go along with whatever he and be happy with whatever he tells us. Like
Exactly.
this
Yeah, yeah.
is
Hey, here my picture. It is. Y'all buy it. Take it or
right.
leave it. I don't care because I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah,
Well,
and FAFO people are finding out real. Look, they're actually finding out with those initials real hard.
Shit. I seen the Trump rally just this weekend, and the Daily what is it called? The Daily Show was interviewing him, and they was talking about how Trump is doing he doing the best he can. People keep trying to take him out. They have nothing but sympathy for him. Nothing but
Yeah,
sympathy.
yeah.
And
They
and they
like
believe these lies he telling. So, and they starving too.
starving,
Hmm.
can't afford gas, can't
Hmm.
afford their medicines.
Losing their phones.
Yeah, yeah,
But
suffering as well, but they okay because something
but
about Trump.
but they blame. What gets me is every time somebody asks them a question. Well, Biden is home with his grandkids eating ice cream or bonbons or whatever. Kamala gone on where she is. Obama doing what he's doing. Clinton doing what he's doing. Him and his wife.
You
And
mean to
young
tell me you still talking about Biden after Doge that came in and gutted the entire government that Biden
Right.
set up?
And
Ain't no Biden in
robbed
the
us blind.
It ain't no inkling of Biden in this administration.
No, and he done robbed us blind, took all our money, took money from every program, closed down some programs, fired all the government employees, and we still doing bad. Make that shit make sense.
and he rolled out and he back in Texas in his little camp enjoying life and looking back at us like y'all fools.
Well, I know. Have y'all watched CNN this week? Because it was lit up. Because I know Scott Jennings, everybody's favorite CNN pundit, um, actually got in little Mockler's face. What's his name? Something Mockler.
Adam
Adam
Mockler.
Mockler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got in his little face like he wanted to fight him. We're not gonna talk about it tonight, but everybody, y'all should have saw it. What we're gonna do is gonna go through some other clips from CNN and kind of talk about the what I don't really know what's all in these clips, but we're gonna go through them.
That's immensely ungrateful to American service personnel and the people who keep us safe every day.
We do not need nuclear weapons to control the Straits of Hormuz. The Straits of Hormuz are right there. You can't change geography. They need small speedboats.
I'm not in the classified briefings, and neither are you. So just
Where
be
is
quiet
it
for a minute
buried?
and
We
let
know
me
it's
finish.
buried.
At the start of the war, Americans were pretty evenly divided in their support for the conflict. But now, 61% say that the campaign in Iran was a mistake, and there is a clear generational gap, too. While older Americans are split, 61% under the age of 35 oppose the war, and 80% of those under 30 say there were no sufficient reasons to attack Iran in the first place. This generational divide, I think, when it
None.
comes to war, has always been a thing in America, but it seems particularly acute right now, Adam.
Yeah, for my entire life, the United States has been at war with some country in the Middle East, and young people have constantly been told that this will make us safer and make us better off. When we look around at the world today, we are less safe and we are worse off. Millennials grew up watching all these headlines saying that Iraq had been.
And really, to tell you the truth, we could stop it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Period. We're less safe and we're worse off.
Been, defeated, that we had taken out Saddam Hussein and we had killed all the bad guys. Well, that turned into a grinding counterinsurgency that cost us $1 trillion, and it was a catastrophe. The same thing happened with Afghanistan, and now Gen Zers are going through the same thing with Iran. We are watching the same people who defended these first two failed wars go on television and defend another failed war. This war is failing. We have not gotten any political concessions. And I'm sorry, I'm not buying this trust the process line. I don't trust the same people who got us into the prior wars, amassed trillions of dollars in debts, and are not putting America first on the global stage.
So putting aside, perhaps for a moment, even the politics of this current moment, I mean, is it fair for young people to have that level of distrust of the people, to Adam's point, who maybe defended the last war and were wrong and are defending this war too?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, honestly, Adam, that's immensely ungrateful to American service personnel and the people who keep us safe every day. After 9/11.
What the
Now, this boy just told you from the day he was born up until now, his whole life been nothing but war. And two of the wars were unfounded. They were, really, they lied about it. Really, three. Because Vietnam, I watched the old clip about Vietnam. They lied about that war too. So the last three wars we've been in were based on lies.
But first off, don't you ever tell me that I'm ungrateful. You don't have any authority to tell me what I am grateful and ungrateful for. First off, so fix your fucking tongue. First off, sir, talk to your kids like that. Talk to whoever around you like that. But I'm not the one.
Hmm.
Fix your tongue. Just because he little, they be disrespecting him, and I don't like it.
Well, he's out. I wouldn't say little. I would say young. He is kind of small in stature, but he's young
That's
and
what I mean by young. He's
little. I know that's
yeah.
some Texas stuff. I understand, but basically they don't have anything to counter his argument. So then they just start trying to insult him to the point where Scott got so bad, like you said last week, and cursed him.
Right.
And so he knows how to debate
He know he doing
effectively.
something right.
He know how to debate effectively, and he got his facts together. And
That's
he's
right.
absolutely right with everything that he's saying. So
It
that's
was
why
by
they
no
get mad. That's why they always talking crap to him. And it's just,
Hmm.
the MAGA, they deflect. They don't correct or nothing. They just deflect and lie is what they do.
That's it.
means guaranteed that there would be no mass casualty terrorist attack on American soil in the immediate aftermath of that attack, especially since we had events in Madrid, in London, etc. And after the attack on Iraq and the elimination of Saddam Hussein's regime, we took a terrorist supporting enterprise off the map. We don't talk about Iraq anymore as a threat to national security because it isn't. And
Y'all
those who would
suck all the
pretend
money
as
that
though
y'all could
Iran
get
is
out
not
of
a
it.
national security threat, and are just frankly dismissive of the extent to which American service personnel get up every.
It wasn't an issue until it was an issue. Just like it's so crazy that they be making these arguments. Like you don't hear us talk. Y'all didn't talk about then until y'all was ready to go to war with these motherfuckers.
Right.
So,
And
so
you know that he probably getting paid from the war. Like I don't think this was the show that you mentioned it, or it could have been about all these defense contractors getting paid because of the war.
yeah,
I remember you discussing it. But at the end of the day, everybody getting paid for this war, so that's why they have these pundits, these paid people to come on TV to try to sell the war to
sell it to
everybody
us,
else.
right?
Because to me, everything is just smoke and mirrors. And in Trump's situation, he'll do anything to try to take any type of credit for any type of an accomplishment because he's such a failure. He never really accomplishes anything. And the reason why he can't accomplish nothing because everything is manufactured
Yeah, it's none of it's
by
real,
his own
right?
doing. But everything is by his own doing. Every problem that he played like he's solving, he created the damn problem.
Exactly, exactly. He think that we're dumb and don't see it.
Day to stop these people from executing the attacks on American and their allies that they plan every single day. This is a thorn in our side. It absorbs a lot of American taxpayer dollars, to say nothing of the energy of our service personnel. And I just think it's just ungrateful.
I am so
to say
grateful.
that the service personnel are not keeping you safe when they are.
No, I feel less safe due to the actions of our leaders. I'm incredibly grateful for our servicemen. You're doing
your
these,
feelings don't make
wait,
an
listen,
effect.
You are
Your
doing
feelings, the way you feel doesn't make an effect.
You are doing.
We are more
let me
safe with
finish.
Iran
He was
having
talking to
been
me.
attacked.
He was talking to me.
Hold on a second, Hal. I'll let you respond.
Noah was talking to me.
Let him
Thing is a
finish his
problem.
thought.
You see these queens?
Not
You
queens.
I can't stand. And then they try to perpetrate and cosplay as if they're masculine or real men.
Right. Or if they got a great answer, because at the end of the day, it was deflection. You did not answer his question.
Exactly.
It's like they're talking about two different things.
You know exactly what he's talking about. He's not saying that the servicemen that are
Right.
forced to go out and fight for other people's ambitions, because this isn't anything that the American public is really benefiting from. Let's just be very clear. The only thing
Right.
that we're getting is a deficit bill that the taxpayers have to foot. But um, for these people, they try to make it seem like he's saying that the servicemen are the ones that are choosing these wars.
Right.
No,
Like
they're
they
only
choosing to go to war.
all they can do is follow their orders and serve, do what they're
For
told.
the country.
The
And
leaders,
if they don't, they going to jail.
right, the leaders of the country are the ones who get us into these situations, and you knew exactly what he was saying when he said it.
You are doing the exact same thing that I just laid out in the opening. You are telling young people they shouldn't be asking questions. They shouldn't be questioning the people in power because it's ungrateful.
Questions about the nature of the
Okay, then what was ungrateful about what I said? I said that the leaders are making us less safe, and I can prove that. Right now, Iran has control over the Strait of Hormuz, and that is a weapon they didn't have control of 2 months ago.
Of course they did. They shut down the Strait of Hormuz in the 80s.
But that was the 80s, you dimwit. This is 2026. Was the Strait of Hormuz shut down 2 months ago? Hell no. Were we able to go through it freely? Yeah.
I'm inclined to believe you about that Queen stuff because the way he answered that question. See, that's what I'm looking at now. Since you brought it up, I wasn't even thinking about that.
You know, that's the Republican Party. They're just a bunch of men that marry women as beards and get on Grindr at night to fulfill their sexual fantasies and deviant, that's just what they are. And look at this. Look at him.
Look how you smiling. Look how you smiling when you stopped him.
He is a queen through and through.
But tell us how you really feel.
And we opened it up in the 80s.
Oh, by the way,
Iran
with a nuclear weapon, you think gas prices are high right now? Iran with a nuclear weapon, we'd have unlimitedly high gas prices. They would take control of the Strait of Hormuz, and they would blackmail the world.
Like, in what world is this man? He looks like so many different characters put into one that just come to mind. He cannot be taken seriously.
No,
you know what I mean?
He's sounding more stupid. The more he talked, the more stupid he sounds.
And just his look. Looks. Both of them.
But both of them sound stupid because at the end
look stupid.
Because at the end of the day, if Iran wanted to do what they're saying that they want to do, they could have been done it, right?
Could have been did it.
Could been have done it if they wanted to do it. But they were under an agreement with Obama. So they were abiding by the agreement. So
the only time that their uranium started to their enriched uranium started to increase is the moment that Donald Trump ripped the deal to shreds.
That part right there. And that's when everything.
And they were lawfully able to do it because there was no deal in place.
Right.
He's such a fucking moron, and everybody that follows along with him, they convince themselves with the 3 brain cells that they still have that this is the right thing to do. But obviously, anybody with common sense would know that this was the worst thing. Like I said, he should be jailed and charged for treason against the country for doing this. But unfortunately, he has immunity.
And everybody trying to normalize it.
Right. And that's the problem I have. You normalizing it and you're not even realizing you suffer. Look at I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she even came out with some good facts about what's going on. And I'm like, at least she said, wait a minute, hold up. I see this train is getting ready to derail. I'm getting off at the next stop. And she did.
And the reason why.
And that's fine, but she still ain't invited to the barbecue, and I'll go back on Megan.
Oh, she definitely not.
No, she's not going to. No, she's definitely not invited to the barbecue.
But then, my thing is, I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm just going to play the video.
And how much farther away are they from having a nuclear weapon? Where is the enriched uranium right now?
They're non-existent.
Where is the enriched uranium?
We're going to get the enriched uranium.
Where is it? I want you to answer.
It's buried right now. But
where? Where is it? Where?
It's buried right now. It's buried.
He can't even say the words.
It's buried.
You're asking me. I'm not in the classified briefings, and neither are you. So just
where
be quiet
is it
for a minute
buried?
and let me finish.
It's buried in Iran.
Let me finish.
Okay. Adam,
we are more safe than we were before we took out Iran's nuclear capabilities. Absolutely more safe. The Strait of Hormuz is going to be open, and Iran's not going to control it.
First off, they don't even have missiles that can reach the United States. So how were we ever at risk of Iran attacking us in the first place? We're just as safe from Iran attacking us now as we were 2 months ago prior to this war. They never had the capabilities of even reaching the United States. We are just as safe now as we were back then. There's
And
no
the
change.
and the thug in chief know that for a fact. If you know that, you know the thug in chief know it also.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's like you're going around and attacking these countries that you know can't defend themselves. Really kind of acting like it's Buddy Putin to me. That's what it looked like to me.
That sound familiar. And then plus he think I'm saying, okay, you worried about Iran, but don't China have those same capabilities and they're closer to us than Iran is? Uh, ain't Russia a little closer to us? Certain parts of Russia a little closer to us than Iran is. But you worried about Iran, and those two got is the second and third powerhouse. We supposed to be first. They supposed to be second and third, and they got just as much power as we got. But yet you worried about Iran, who can't like Minion said, the missiles can't even get to us, further away from us, and you worrying about that. Okay.
Let me tell you something. Shit for brains that we call President Trump actually thinks that, becoming friends and befriending dictators makes him look cool. He thinks that he's going to be on the in crowd with the dictators, like there's like a dictators club or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he's trying to like pony up and buddy up to all the dictators.
Well, they on that board of peace that he got going on now.
But one thing about a dictator is that they're always going to have their own motives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly. Right.
You
And
can
and
never.
And then
wait, hold on a second. I don't feel uh I don't like the fact that you're committing this big heist, and it's like, it feels like somebody committing a heist, and they got you included in the crime that you didn't ask to be included in. That's
Right.
really how I feel about what's going on today
In
and the way that
Iran.
this dude is operating.
Right. And then my thing is, why we been in this war, and it has been noted and it has been documented that Russia and China has given them weapons to fight us. So where help me understand where they're supposed to be your allies when they're helping them?
Child.
Well,
Trump
it
is.
ain't no honor among thieves. Hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but I mean, if you give Trump a few praises, apparently you can get what you want out of him. Though I think that everybody has learned that.
True that. All you have to do is make his stroke his
Stroke
ego,
his ego.
stroke his ego, and he's all yours. He's putty in your hand.
Well, let's finish our CNN exchange, and we can keep talking about it.
Really going to happen. It doesn't matter if it's 2 weeks or 2 months.
It does actually matter
It does
because
not.
economists are saying if it's closed for a few more months, then we're going to go into a recession. So it does matter. It absolutely does matter.
No one's predicting that because the markets that are all-time high.
No one's predicting that?
The markets that are an all-time high, the markets aren't predicting it.
With the oil markets?
The inflation rate has stayed where it is. And by the way,
What was inflation when
by the
Biden
way,
took office?
unemployment has stayed low. So
hold
when
on.
you're talking about everyone's predicting this.
Can you look the average American in the
just
eye?
Just to be clear, inflation has ticked up.
Yes.
It has not stayed the same. But Bobby, you were around for the politics and the conflict of the last two Middle East wars. I mean, what do you make of this generational debate about whether it's wise to be going into another conflict in this region?
Well, I can't fault the logic that when you've seen this happen through your lifetime and you're still living with the consequences of it in one fashion or the other, you're bound to be reluctant to get into the war. Nobody is disputing for the fact that, for a moment, that the Iranians are the Iranian regime are bad guys. But when you hear the president and our leadership constantly changing the explanation they're giving for why we're at war.
Hell, are they the bad guys or are we the bad? I'm still trying to figure out who's the real bad guys here,
and it's a shame because we've been taught not to trust Iran and believe what they say. So it's kind of like Russia TV, right?
But Iran ain't never did shit to me. Nothing that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that affects me is due to anything that Iran has done.
I understand that.
When I go to the gas station, though, my and I have to spend more money out of my pocket, and I know that it's directly out of because of our president making decisions that he didn't even include us on. To me, I feel more affected. I feel you're more the bad guy to me because you're the one that affects me more. Iran, I don't know what the fuck Iran got going on. But yes, you're right. We have been conditioned and taught to think that even with Iraq, that's what they did with Iraq. Um, I don't even know if the fucking 9/11 crash was real. What you think?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
You said you don't think what now?
I said, I mean, just based off of all the stuff that they're telling us, it
Yeah.
makes me feel like, are they really the bad guys? Or are y'all the bad guys and y'all just trying to put it on them so y'all can get away with what y'all doing? And you know what I'm saying? And we just don't notice.
Well, some of this goes back to 1979 when they took some of our hostages. And they took our hostages and they put them on TV and they taunted Jimmy Carter with that. They tried to embarrass him by
How did they get hostages of ours?
well, they were over there protesting about the Muhammad Panana. He for They were mad because he was coming to America for cancer treatments,
So they went over to Iran and protested in
and
their
they were
country?
protesting. Yeah,
What?
it was actually students over there.
Right.
So these were young people that were over there. They wasn't grown people. It wasn't the military or anybody. These were students that was over there that was protesting.
And they let him go, but they eventually let him go, but mostly they let
But
us.
not after not until they humiliated. Remember, they was humiliating him. They had those people. They had them on TV. Well, they did. They had them on there starving. I remember it as a kid. They
Yeah,
had them on there blindfolded, and they were showing them on TV looking really, really bad, as if they were being tortured.
right. They did do that. They were taunting him real
Yeah,
bad. They were taunting him real bad about that. So that we have the power. We can eliminate them, or you can back off and leave us alone, whatever, whatever.
But I
hmm
But
mean, it seems like that's what they always kind of go to. Just leave us alone. If you leave us the fuck
right.
alone and let us do what we want to do with our
hmm
country and our land that we've had over thousands of years,
And
you guys
minding,
are only
and minding,
250 years old. You know
right,
what I'm
and
saying?
minding they Iran business
You
because that didn't have nothing to
know?
do with us. But that's what America is really mad at Iran for. So we were taught not to trust them. So when I was saying you don't know who to trust because at this point we got a very corrupt administration who's not giving us accurate information about the war, the casualties, of what's really going on. So right, we don't have a real inside view of what's really going on, so we can't trust Iran facts, and we really can't trust American facts. It's like we're walking around kind of like in the dark, but we're more inclined to believe Iran because it seems like their facts is lining up with what they're saying
Right, right.
versus
And I mean, they
versus
telling us
versus
they're like,
what
we
we
don't have
saying.
nothing against the American people. It's your government that is trying to come in and I mean, I guess we really should not be intermingling with other. I don't agree with us going into any other country
Right.
and
Well,
trying to
we
tell
really don't
them.
have any reasons to. We
Right.
invent reasons to go over there, just like we invented a reason to invade Vietnam. We invented a reason to invade Iraq. Same thing with Iran. We are, like you said, we are the bad guys. We are causing all of these issues, and then we'll go to war so that these billionaires and defense contractors or what have you, and sometimes
Hmm.
a president would do it just to get reelected again. Everybody got their own agenda of why we going to war, and it's not for the right reasons and causes, in my opinion.
Absolutely,
it is
100%.
not. It is not. A lot of the reasons, like you said, is made up to, and also they make money off of these wars too. They really rack up on money, like you said, with the contracts and everything. Then after they finish with the war, they go back over there and they call themselves making
Rebuilding with
rebuilding.
real estate deals
Right.
and shit.
Thank you. There you
Yeah.
go.
They think we don't know the game.
Right. Well, you got to remember, he did say that we were all stupid.
Yeah.
War, constantly changing the timetable of how long this is going to last, and then forgetting how long it has been going on, then you're right to push back and say, kindly give us a clearer explanation for why we're there, how long we're going to be there for. It's not enough to say, sit at this table and say, it'll be over, and then the Straits of Hormuz will be open. We've got no indication of that being the case.
Very clearly, the administration has determined, because they've basically ended the kinetic conflict of it all, they've determined that the only way to actually get the things that we want, which is Iran abandoning its nuclear ambitions, moving away from funding terrorism, is to get to the negotiating table, which is the same truth that existed a year ago after they did the first set of strikes. So, I mean, I think that's part of the problem, is that war has not necessarily gotten us the outcome that they say that we are trying to get here.
No, and that's because the rationale for the war has shifted multiple times. No one here has ever said we want a nuclear armed Iran. That is a red herring at this point, because it's the only.
First off, that's what I'm saying about Democrats. Fuck that. No one's saying that we want a nuclear. We don't give a damn. They already have a deal in place. Obama already had a deal in place. That should be none of our concern, because guess what? It's already being monitored, and they were already able to determine that Iran didn't pose any nuclear threat. So all this, like, we're all on the same page about Iran. We don't want them to be nuclear. Look, shut the fuck up. Stop agreeing with them. Like, it's a dumb moot point. It doesn't exist, because they never were a nuclear threat, and they didn't have any way of being an imminent nuclear threat. So regardless of whether or not we think they are good guys, bad guys, indifferent, who cares? They didn't pose a threat, so we should be out of their country and out of their business. Period. Point blank. Nothing else. Full stop. Get us out of this fucking country, out of this war that we have to pay for and that we're getting nothing out of except for high prices. That's how the Democrats should be talking.
Talking point that the pro-Trump folks have, because they've gotten themselves into a situation that they were unprepared for. And what's incredibly ungrateful, you know who's incredibly ungrateful? Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, for the men and women who are serving in this war, who are on deployments that are extra long, who are not getting their ships resupplied, who don't understand what they're doing over there, who are being taken for granted. Our military is the greatest in the world, and the men and women who serve are the greatest in the world, and they are being taken for granted as props in a political effort by Donald Trump to make himself feel better, till he can distract from everything else that's going on domestically. And now he's gotten himself into a situation where he can't even explain cogently why we're there, what's going on, and why the American people should have to pay the price for it. So that's what's going on here. I mean, when I was a Republican for many years, we absolutely looked at Iran as the threat that it is, and absolutely were trying to do things to make sure that they did not continue to be the world's sponsor of terror. But this isn't it.
They're not the world. I mean, I think Israel is the world's sponsor of terror at this point.
Israel is the one that been fighting with Iran for what, 40 years, they said? Over 400 years, or over some years. They've been fighting each other, Iran and Israel, because Israel want that uranium, and they've been wanting it for the longest. So now they got Trump in there, said, well, look, you help us out, we give you a cut. I mean, that's just my thought on it. So he said, okay. And
yeah, I think Israel is the world sponsor of terror, not Iran.
Right. Israel is the one, and Israel was the one that talked to him. They partnered up. This war started with Israel. Israel talked him into doing this war for them to get this uranium. Well, the problem is now they knew they had an idiot. They knew they can make this idiot do what they want him to do. He did what they want to do. Now they're finding out, wait a minute, we went in here thinking they're going to help us more than they are. Now we stuck. And he can't get out now because he done got out here. He was like, well, I can show you I can handle it. And all these threats he done pissed them off to a point now. And the man told you, the father before you killed him, told you my son is worse than I am. So now we in a war with somebody that don't care. He really don't care.
Well, I mean, you killed his wife and kids, so.
This is not it.
And father.
You talking about father, wife, and kids?
That's what I'm gonna say. And he killed his father.
Right.
But you know, keep in mind too, all of this is about a money grab, money and power, and because I can, and you know, because of this narcissistic attitude that this fool has, and at the end of the day, it's all unnecessary. Like you said, we don't have any reason to be over there. And he's making money off of it every day. It's costing the American public, you know, millions of dollars every day. But Trump is benefiting off of it also, him and his crony friends.
Right.
And the only thing that they can tell us is that we're safer and better for
and the stock market is up because that's who the stock market is these contract defense people that's everybody that's making money off this war. That's one of the reasons why the stock market is up, because they're keeping it propped up, and it's kind of inflated with AI and technology tech companies. So we're probably going to be, you know, since they little tout the stock market so much, more than likely the stock market is in a bubble right now, and you know, Agent Orange love smoke and mirrors, so he don't mind, you know, propping it up just to make himself look good, to make people feel like, you know, we're not in such a bad shape like we think we are.
And also, you got to
America
think
is
about
not doing as bad as we think we are, propping up those fake numbers.
And I think also that he's trying to see how far he can go. I really, truly think he's trying to see how far he would go before they finally stop him. You know, think about it. Every time you turn around, he got a new idea. He got another idea. He got another idea. This idea, that idea. Every day is something new that he's done posted on chat, whatever that site he posts on.
Chat GPT.
I
Truth Social.
Yeah,
Truth Social.
And sometimes, remember, I think at one time Adam Mockler showed that it was a whole page of him just sitting back tweeting all night long.
Yeah, and that was just Sunday. He did over 100 tweets.
Yes, and I think he wants to see how far he can go. You know, think about it. Every day is something new that he's destroying, and he wants to see how far he can go. He gets on
It's
TV.
fun to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he sees that there's no guards rails for him. So he's
how cult minded these people are, how like they have really relinquished all of their self dignity, their self respect, any chance of anyone taking them serious in the future. They have completely relinquished that.
But let's keep it real though. Everybody's making money off of him too.
Yeah, you know, right now
he's robbing us blind, and they make
because they making millions though. Let's keep it a book. They are getting millions. So even if they don't even have to work again, they are going to be set with the rest of their lives.
Right. They making money. They set up for them and probably the next generation.
Right.
With all the conspiracies and lies and scams and corruption that's going on. And so like I said, it make me feel like, you know, like somebody's making you rob somebody with them. And you don't want to, you know,
right?
Like they implicate you in a damn crime.
Make you an accomplice.
Yeah, an accomplice. That's exactly what I feel like. You know, because the world is sitting back looking at us,
and
they're watching us, and and we look real stupid. And the damn Congress won't even do their damn jobs. Like you said, they relinquish their powers also because they can stop this shit any day of the week that they want to stop it. But yet and still, the Republican Party is very complicit with this shit. They keep voting in bullshit that he's asking for, and
Right.
they all keep digging us in a hole that's bigger and bigger and bigger. And the next damn 2 or 3, maybe even 4 generations is gonna have to try to pull themselves out of this BS that he got us in.
Right.
I'm sorry, but
you know, they already got us.
crazy
They
to have to
already
think
say he
about it.
got the highest debt so far any president ever.
yeah.
Well, we saw the numbers on his first term.
And look at this damn war. This damn war done cost us at least what, 50 to 100 billion dollars already, if not
Yes.
more.
Right. And the longer it goes on, the more money. That's what Adam was telling them. The longer the war go on, the more money is being spent, the more debt we going into. And nothing is, and like Adam asked him a couple of times, asked the different ones of them, what is it benefiting us besides safety? What has it done for us as Americans this every day? Like you said, every day, the food, you know, the housing, the medication, you know, all of that, health and all of this. What is it doing for America for you to go there and get uranium? What is the uranium going to do?
And you
for
ain't
us?
even got it yet. It's still buried in Iran.
Right,
They don't even know where it's at.
Mafia keeps saying, "Where's the uranium? Please tell us where the uranium is." It's in Iran. So we haven't gotten anything except for saying that we were able to bomb some shit.
And
That we gonna end up paying them to fix back up at once everything is said and done anyway.
Right. And so far, I looked it up. It's been 25 to 50 billion according to AI and Google. However, I bet you we're closer to that 50 than we are that 25 because once again, we don't get true facts and numbers anymore. So we really don't know how much it costs.
Right. And then he done fired so many people that was in them, you know, that deal with the war. So we definitely not gonna know.
Oh yeah, you know them numbers are gonna be cooked to
Sure.
oblivion.
You know it is because you done got rid of, you know, you getting
And
rid of
then
the
the
4-star generals. You getting admirals are leaving. You getting rid of the 4-star generals. You getting rid of anybody that's telling you this is a big mistake, and you like shut up. Next person, you agree with me? All right, you stay. You gone.
I just watched a clip there yesterday
Adam.
where over 1,000 DOJ employees left the job.
Mm-hmm. They're leaving because
so now crime finna get rampant, and the government ain't gonna even be able to prosecute anybody because they ain't got nobody, and they can't even hire people to go work for the DOJ.
They gonna say prove it,
want to
bitch.
work for Patel. They can't even replace the people.
Right. These are career prosecutors. Well,
accused Adam of being ungrateful. I just want you to look at these charts. Look at what happened to public opinion when it came to the war in Afghanistan.
Look at his resting bitch face. Y'all saw that?
Was it a mistake for the U.S. to send military forces to Afghanistan? The war started out as incredibly popular, and then it became much less popular. So about half of Americans said that it was a mistake, and about half said that it was not. The same is true of Iraq. Incredibly popular, right decision, 72% back at the beginning of it. And by the end of the conflict in 2014, it was down to 38%. I mean, are all of these Americans ungrateful? I mean, I imagine many of them they ended up tasting the consequences of the war, including the impacts on their lives, people that they knew, people who may not have even lost their lives in theater but came back forever scarred by it. I mean,
to clarify what I had said previously is that it is, in my view, ungrateful to American service personnel to say that they have not kept us safe when we do not measure.
That's not what I
said. But he didn't say that.
He said he don't feel safer as an American, you fucking Nimrod.
So you have to acknowledge
No. He's saying that we can measure non-events, which is to suggest that the attacks that have not happened, which none of us are aware of, were not avoidable. Because of the nature of these conflicts. And the conflicts themselves are what inspires the attacks. It's almost inviting the notion that America is responsible for the terrorist.
That's not really the argument that he's making. The argument that he's making is that the people who made the arguments to go into these conflicts in the first place misled, which is a fact. And secondly, that the conflicts ended up lasting a very long time, costing a lot of American treasure, and those are also facts. So he didn't say it's because they're they didn't keep us safe. That's not actually what he said.
Well, that is kind of what he said. But let's belabor the point. I have all the time in the world for criticisms of the president's rhetoric. All the time in the world. In fact, I think a lot of the reasons why the public is soured on this is because the president never approached Americans and solicited their support, told them the burdens they were expected to bear, and told them why they were going into this. But as important as it is to criticize the president's rhetoric, it's also important to talk about what's happening on the ground. And we are closer today to opening up the strait by virtue of what we heard from Admiral Brad Cooper today and the operation that was engaged over the course of the last 24 hours. Very important.
I covered the war in Iraq. I was there for all the arguments going into that war in Iraq. I remember people saying this was the major sponsor of terror, and you pointed to 9/11. Iraq had nothing whatsoever to do with 9/11, and going into Iraq and toppling that regime, as much as I hated the regime as any right-thinking people, spawned from the direct consequence of that, the Islamic State, also a terrorist group that came directly out of our actions in Iraq. So, if we want to look at historical precedents, we should not cherry-pick little bits out of a larger picture.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's how they do with the Bible too.
Iran has nothing to do with what happened with 9/11.
Right.
That was
You mean Iran or Iraq?
Iraq.
Iraq.
Yeah, they have nothing to do with that.
Not one bit. But if you
listen
to every time they come up with facts about numbers or facts, they always keep coming back to the safety.
Because it's a fear factor. And
Right.
did you hear what he said? Well, I think that's what they sit there and explain to him that that's not what he said. And he turns around and say, well, that's the way
he disregarded everything.
He was like, well, that's what he said to me.
Well, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. So I don't care how y'all explained it. This is what I interpreted, what my talking point is, and this is what I'm gonna talk about. Basically, is what he's saying.
Right. That's just open. All you did was open the door for me to talk about that. And with him saying talk about safety, I can now put my pointers in about safety, which has nothing to do with this war.
Dog whistle. That's what safety, American public, all of these are dog whistle words. Okay, you got to know the code when they're speaking like that. You got to know the code because a lot of it is just coded language.
Well, look, okay, immigration, dog whistle. Okay, that was
no. The dog whistle is the illegals.
Yeah, the illegals.
The illegals.
Committing crimes.
Eating cats and dogs.
Crime is a dog whistle.
Yeah, crime.
And there's crimes in this United States of America every day, every minute, every hour, every second. But yet you want to hop on one crime. If they see one immigrant or illegal immigrant making one crime, it's all of them.
Yeah, that's their talking point.
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, what about that lady that got killed on the subway? Well, what about that person that got on the live on this? And what about that person got this? And how come you pick one person out of the whole group, and you got millions of them over here, including yourselves, and then y'all want to, as he said, cherry pick which ones should go and who should stay.
Well, that guy said he covered the Iraq war, so he really gonna make this other dude look stupid because he was there. This other guy just have talking points because he's a paid figure in my opinion.
Right.
But this Indian man over here, he was there. He knows what's up and what was going on. And once again, deflection and smoke and mirrors to try to sell this to the American public.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Do we want to get into some Nick Fuentes?
Oh yeah, I love Nick.
Okay.
Talking point. I love the new Nick. I don't trust him, but I like what he's saying now. But
the enemy of my enemy is
Yeah. So I understand. This is really kind of how you the MAGA grieving period. This is how they grieve. You know, they got to
Uh-huh.
get it all out. So that's the way I look at Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure MAGA is filled with buyers, people experiencing a lot of buyer's remorse. Um, Let me go ahead and put him up.
Gubernatorial primary in Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy is the winner. Vivek Ramaswamy is the Republican nominee for the Ohio governor's race in 2026. Terrific. And Vivek won the nomination after he got a last-minute boost from J.D. Vance. From our fearless vice president, and you might remember, it was last year that J.D. Vance lent Vivek Ramaswamy some of his campaign personnel to help him. And then J.D. Vance made a little pit stop in Ohio earlier this week, I believe yesterday actually, to vote for Vivek because JD is still a citizen of Ohio. And you know what's funny about that? You know what's really funny about that? So JD Vance, funnily enough, he went to law school with Vivek Ramaswamy. They were Yale Law School classmates, and JD Vance's son, his firstborn son, is also named Vivek. Isn't that a funny coincidence? So JD and Vivek knew each other at Yale like 15 years ago. And that's also where JD met his wife, Usha, who is of Indian descent. Well, JD's firstborn son is named Vivek. So there was this funny little moment where JD brought his son, Vivek, to vote for Vivek. JD and Vivek Vance came to Ohio to vote for Vivek Ramaswamy in the Ohio governor's primary. And I just thought, isn't that the most special little moment? I love our new GOP. I don't know about you guys, but I love our new Republican Party. I think you're going to love our new country. It's really great. If you like Trump, if you were on board with the original MAGA movement, if you were on board with the original Trump 2016 campaign, which was about building a border wall, removing all immigrants, ending all wars, attacking international banks, well, you're going to love the new GOP, which is J.D. Vance, his wife Usha, their son Vivek, and their best friend, Uncle Vivek Ramaswamy, who thinks that Americans are dumb and lazy. So if you like Trump 1.0, if you like the 1,000-year Trumpenreich, MAGA fascism, you're going to love the two Viveks, Usha and JD. Get excited for that. Get excited for JD, David Sachs, Vivek. This is going to be great. Tucker, I can't wait. So Vivek Ramaswamy is the winner. He is now the Republican nominee. He'll be running as the Republican for the Ohio governorship. This is a story about that. This is from NBC. It says, quote, Vivek Ramaswamy, a Republican pharmaceutical entrepreneur, and Dr. Amy Acton, a Democrat who served as the Ohio health director under the current Republican governor, won their respective primaries for governor on Tuesday, according to the Associated Press, setting up what will most likely be a closely watched contest this fall. Ohio has not made a Democrat its governor for nearly 20 years, but recent polls have shown a surprisingly tight race to succeed Governor Mike DeWine. The campaigns have strikingly different pitches. Dr. Acton's emphasizes affordability, a message her campaign thinks will resonate at a time when gas prices are soaring and inflation is up. While Mr. Ramaswamy's focus is on a gospel of ambitious renewal, promising to make Ohio once again a national hub of innovation and wealth. But while Mr. Ramaswamy's aspirational speeches, not to mention his deep pockets, have excited Republican Party leadership, his longstanding eagerness to weigh in on a broad range of subjects have proved a fertile source of unwanted headlines. He has already drawn the enmity of the populist right for expounding on American culture's tendency to venerate mediocrity. More recently, recordings have circulated of Mr. Ramaswamy joking that Ohio is not his favorite state and explaining to a voter in Iowa the fundamental differences between his Hindu faith and Christianity, saying he considered Jesus a son of God, but not the Son of God. Such moments of candor may not reassure a skeptical Ohio conservative. Some of this unease was evident in the showing by the other Republican who ran in the primary, Casey Push. An auto enthusiast with far-right views, Mr. Push raised less than $125,000 for his campaign, yet was drawing around 18% with half the vote reported. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about Casey Push because I was very hard on him, and a lot of people were saying, why are you attacking this guy? He's a Republican in the race and so on.
Let me pause for a second. That whole clip was nothing but shade. Did you see how many times he said Vivek? That's a dog whistle. Saying, if y'all don't, and he said, welcome to the new America. So I guess he's saying that we're infiltrating Indian nationalities with American nationalities, and that's what America's going to be. Because basically, that's what I got from that little rant. What did you get from it? Especially when he kept saying Vivek, Vivek. It's the same thing when they say Barack Hussein, Obama. They want to make it more African. Huh?
I agree with you. I said what I said.
I do too, because it sounded like that to me. He did say it a lot. He did say that name a lot.
Yeah. So I felt like it was a dog whistle, but I'll let him continue on.
Here's the thing about this primary, and here's what's actually a little bit crushing. This Republican primary might have actually been winnable. It is totally possible that an insurgent, spoiler, Republican primary challenger could have defeated Vivek Ramaswamy. Just look at the result. Casey Push had almost no name recognition. He raised no money. He hardly did any events. He ran a horrible campaign. And even still, he got almost 20% of the vote, basically just by being on the ballot next to Vivek. Now imagine if you had somebody like James Fishback in Ohio. Somebody who's actually smart, somebody who's actually good at talking, somebody who actually has a good digital team, somebody who's doing events across the entire state, hitting every county, viral and active on social media. Imagine if you actually had somebody competent in Ohio. I don't know that that person would have had an easy shot at winning, but certainly it would have been competitive, and it might have even been close. Think about how much Vivek Ramaswamy blew it when he gave his Christmas speech in 2024. That was ample material. That was ample ammunition to destroy him. This is Ohio. This is a working class, Appalachian, Rust Belt, Great Lakes state that Republicans have carried, specifically Trump, by 10 points in recent elections. And you have an Indian pharmaceutical billionaire who is trashing white Americans on Twitter on Christmas. And you couldn't win? You couldn't beat him? Think about it. This is Ohio. It's half Rust Belt, half Appalachia. It's all white people. This was ground zero for the Springfield Haitians eating cats and dogs. Like I said, Trump has carried the state by 10 points as a populist, speaking to the white working class, speaking to the Rust Belt victims. And you've got an Indian first-gen immigrant pharmaceutical billionaire who said on Christmas that Americans are so mediocre and so lazy and so stupid that is why they're falling behind India and Vietnam and China and all these H-1Bs from Asia.
Where's the lie?
And that,
because Americans are okay. So if anybody want to say Americans not dumb and not stupid and not the reason why we falling behind all these other countries,
hey, left behind.
Explain Trump being in office.
Right.
That's all I have to say. Explain Trump being in office, because only the dumbest, stupidest, low IQest person would have voted for Trump.
Now,
and apparently 60% of
ignoramuses. No, ignoramuses.
Now, one thing about Vivek Ramaswamy, though, he pretty smart. So uh, he may be too. Trump ran him out the White House once before because he was working with Elon Musk with Doge, right? And he's such an asshole, right? And he just works everybody nerves. He's that type of dude. So I don't even see how he even made the nomination.
Is he smart?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, he's very smart though.
I
The
think
only
that's.
thing about him is he's a liar, and he'll flip flop. Whichever way the wind blows, that's the way he's gonna blow. But he's very smart though. Now, don't get me wrong. So Nick saying that he's not qualified. I guess he's talking about socially he's not qualified, but
Right.
educationally and as far as smartness go, this dude is very smart. But he the wrong color to represent America. To be Ohio governor, according to Nick.
And Nick and these fucking Christian values and shit that
Right, right, right.
none of these fucking Christians actually hold, because none of y'all walk around acting like real true Christians.
And they victims. You heard what he said, and you're a victim too. The victims. They to me, it's the dog whistles for me because the whole thing is about dog whistles and
Yeah, yeah.
racism.
That's how he like to talk though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
his spiel.
Yeah, and really it's kind of like satire. He really kind of being Jimmy Kimmel and being kind of real sarcastic when he's talking. And did you see him move his body when he laughed and when he said?
But see, it's funny because he knows that people still take him serious, even though.
Yeah. But
he's giving them warning. He's telling the Republicans because Swamy is with a Republican, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be. Yeah, he's a Republican.
So he's trying to
and
let
it's a
him
black
know.
man that won the nomination with him. That's a firefighter, a veteran, and he's very qualified to be the governor also. So that's what Fuentes is trying to tell him. And the black man believe in, he's a Christian. So he's gonna, whoever's in the middle, they probably gonna vote for that other man.
Right. Because
and
first of all,
I forgot let me get his name too. But it's calling a black man.
But he's trying to tell him that place is mostly basically racist. Just giving him a heads up. This is a racist state.
Appalachian.
He named all the areas that are racist. So he letting you know you ain't gonna win. I don't care how much you come over there and advertise. And then you come over and say you didn't pick them and they was the worst state. You messed that up all the way around. You got what's the name to come over and say that. So he's saying if you want to win that state, you got to come correct. You can't come in there. So basically he's saying the Democrats, if you step up and do what you need to do, y'all can win that state.
Was on Christmas in 2024. And see, guys, this is what I'm talking about when I say, and I said this the other night, when we talk about our ambitions and objectives in politics, let me tell you what works. We have to be better than everybody by far. We have to be the best. So there's a lot of people that think that we're going to get into politics, and if we're angry enough, and if we're loud enough, and if we're upset enough, that things are just going to happen for us, that we're just going to get our way. If we are just emotional and loud and extreme, if we just go on Twitter and we just tweet something really pissed off, that this sentiment, that this emotionality, that is just going to make it fall into place. And you know what else? If that doesn't work, they throw their arms up and they say, well, it's not fair. I saw this guy saying that. I saw other people saying that about this primary. I had people saying that in the weeks leading up to this election. People said, well, the reason Casey Bush isn't winning is because the other side is suppressing his approval or favorability in the polls. It's because the state is out to get him. It's because they wouldn't verify his signatures. It's because they're out. This mentality is all wrong. It's all wrong. Let me tell you the mentality that we need to win. The mentality is no excuses. No excuses. Ever. We have to be the smartest. We have to be the most advanced, the most sophisticated, the most clever. We have to be better than everybody else by far. We have to be...
Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I was muted. But if that's the case, then you on the wrong team, sir. You need to become a Democrat because Republicans aren't known for being the smartest and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
They're the ones who wrecked the economy the last the last 3 presidents. Every time they get a president, you wreck the country.
Have you seen
and
Bush?
The have to fix it, huh?
Have you seen Bush talk?
Right. But Nick changing his mind, ain't he? Because just last week, a couple weeks ago, Nick was telling everybody to vote Democratic. So it sounds like he on the fence and he trying to help the Republicans out. What it sound like to you? Because didn't we play a clip where he actually
He was
told
like,
them,
"Don't go vote
don't vote
Democrat."
If you do go vote Democratic. And I made an error about the nominee that Vivek Ramaswamy is going to run against. He's going to run against Dr. Amy Acton. And so I got that other guy mixed up when I was saying that Vivek was going to run against a black man. That's not true. He's running against Dr. Amy Acton.
Okay. Oh, look, okay.
Yeah, well, I just want, want to correct it and be politically correct, like me and said everybody, like the Democrats try to be.
And guys, don't take our word. We always say do your own research. So
right.
Thought you knew better. Do your fucking research.
Well, that's what I did, and so that's what I came up with.
Do your fucking research.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. So
DDR.
I want to set the record straight. But
Right.
but Nick flip flopping though. He flip flopping, in my opinion.
Nick trying to figure out where he trying to do a temperature check. He's trying to see where he's gonna get the most engagement under what position he can.
Yeah.
He's trying to stay neutral. He's trying to stay neutral so he won't get kicked off the air like the rest of them.
Or he might just trying to stay on this side of the earth, number one. And
That
number
too.
2, he might not have been able to convince, the people that he was trying to convince to vote Democratic or don't vote at all. Because one thing that one party won't do, if you Democrat, you can't stomach to vote for a Republican. And if you Republican, you can't stomach to vote for a Democrat. And that's just the American way. And that's the part that we're in right now. So, so I guess he got to flip flop and try to go back to the center and I guess go back
he
to trying to give him some talking points.
He said the Democrat shit wasn't working.
Pioneers, industry leaders. We have to be running a laboratory, experimenting. We always have to be
That's what he
ahead
doing,
of everybody else.
experimenting.
And we have to be better than them. We have to
He's
work
telling you his
harder.
game right now.
We have to be smarter. We have to be better because it's true. It is a rigged system and it is unfair. And they have way more money than us. And they have way more endorsements and they have way more clout and they're networked up and they're mobbed up. And the only thing that is going to win is if we are just so much better that we overcome all of those disadvantages. And we can settle for nothing other than victory. I don't know about you, but saying I lost, but it wasn't fair isn't good enough. Saying, sure, he lost, but that's just how it goes because somebody that is that pure can never win. He's not cut out to be a politician because he's too good of a guy. Well, if you're too good of a guy to win, then fuck you. Do something else. I saw some people seriously say that. They said, he's too good of a guy. He doesn't wear a suit like a politician. He's just not cut out for this because he's too pure. Well, if you're too pure to win in politics, then get the fuck out of politics and go do something else. Go work in an auto shop. Go work in a hardware store. What matters in politics is winning. That's actually all that matters anywhere, is winning at any cost. So if you're too pure or too good or too fucking simple, if you're too simple and provincial, your provincial sensibilities do not facilitate you winning elections, then maybe you should be a volunteer instead of the candidate. And leave it to the Machiavellians. Leave it to the narcissists. Leave it to the attention whores. Leave it to the performers. Leave it to the iconoclasts, because they actually get momentum. They actually belong in politics. They actually get results. And you may not like it, but that's what works. So I saw some of that, and that attitude is going to get us killed. That attitude is going to make us lose. And let me tell you, in 2016, that was the original appeal of Trump, is we were getting our asses kicked by the left all the time forever because Republicans would just lose all the time, because Republicans were stupid and naive and just bad at politics. And when Trump came around, we said, finally a killer, finally a winner. Finally, someone who's just going to do everything and anything at any cost and be ruthless and just fucking win. And we contrasted that against all the other conservatives that called themselves principled losers.
And now he's done everything, all that. He done put all this, as much, energy into winning as he possibly can, and y'all still losing. Loss after loss after loss after loss after loss.
Contrasted Trump and Breitbart and the Groypers, the frogs on Twitter. We contrasted all of that with the older generation of National Review conservatives who would lose every election, who would lose every argument, lose every debate, but they would say, at least we went down honorably. At least we lost with our principles. At least we never compromised. You know what you get when you lose with your principles? You get shot in the back of the head and buried in a shallow grave. I don't want that to happen.
Wow.
So people say, at least we lost with our pride and our dignity. Fuck pride and principle.
So he's just telling you what kind of person he is. He has no fucking morals, no values, no principles that he stand on. So yeah.
And he telling the rest of the Republicans they don't need any.
Yeah. The whole party should be the same way.
Y'all win by any means necessary.
Fuck morals and values and principles.
Right.
But you got to be smart.
That's for losers.
Right. Like I said, tell us how he really feels.
Yeah, but I don't like all this flip-flopping this, because I'm not forgetting about how he told everybody not to vote and how stupid the Republican Party was, and I want to know why he all of a sudden has such a change of heart. But I digress, and I'll keep listening to him, and hopefully I can figure it out. But I'm in confusement at this point.
And dignity and all of it. If you lose, we die. If we lose our country. If we lose, you get Vivek Ramaswamy and the immigrants lording over us. So we have to win. That's why I didn't endorse this person. And I didn't endorse this person because I don't like losers. And I don't like loserdom spreading over into our situation. Because you know what, everybody? If I had went all in behind this guy in this primary and then he loses, you know what everybody's going to say about me? And they already are regardless. Hanania and all the other Jews are saying, oh, look, Casey Push only got 15%. I guess Groyperism isn't real. I guess it's an online phenomenon. I guess it doesn't translate into the political world. I guess it can be safely ignored. That's what they can say when you don't have a serious campaign and you lose. That's why I can't be involved with that. Now I can credibly say I had nothing to do with that train wreck. I didn't endorse it because it had no chance of winning, not because of its ideas, but because of its team. I like getting behind people that actually are making a difference. I look at somebody like James Fishback, whatever you want to say, even in the end, I don't know how that's going to turn out. I really don't know what the vote will be in that primary in August. But what you can say about James Fishback is an interesting comparison, is that regardless of the outcome, Fishback is a phenomenon. It's viral. It's undeniable. It's all over social media. Everywhere he goes, he gets crowds of young people. It's interesting. It's different. It's exciting. He's doing the work. And I'm not trying to create enmity between them. This is just an interesting comparison. Fishback is going to Waffle House, and the whole place is filled with college kids. He's going to the universities, and people are screaming, chanting, USA. He's putting on the burger crown. I'm sure older people are watching this and saying, what is this? Why is he putting on a crown? It's different. It's viral. It's exciting. There's crowds. It's profiled in the New York Times because something is happening there. And that's somebody that's not leaving anything on the field. That's somebody that's doing the work, looking the part, refining the message. And, there's been a couple of missteps. We don't need to, dwell on that. But for the most part, this is somebody that's creating an exciting blueprint for something that maybe it might not work now, although I hope it will. But certainly that's like a new model. That's a new blueprint for in the future. And to me, that's the kind of thing I want to be involved in. That's the kind of thing that I want to invest in. And those are the kinds of projects that we need to consider.
Well, go join his campaign, Nick.
I know I'm not endearing myself to a lot of people when I talk like this, but this has been a constant battle inside the dissident right movement for as long as I've been doing the show for the past 10 years. I am constantly at war with my own side because I expect better. I am trying to raise the bar up. I am trying to raise the standard. I am trying to tell our side that we should expect more of ourselves. Better looking, better sounding, better results. And people don't like to hear that. People want to be Oliver Anthony. They want to go and cry about the problems in the woods, about how we're all losers. They want to be conventional. They want to do things that have been done and haven't worked. And I know nobody likes to hear it, but it's time for a little bit of tough love, whether it's that conference that was held this weekend, whether it's Casey Push, whether it was those two nitwits that were on CNN. That isn't going to cut it. And if we have any tolerance for mediocrity like that, this is never going to take off. No, you're not going to wear your merch and your hey dudes with your disgusting, fat, chubby little body and say you represent this movement on national television. I'm not going to let that happen. And it might hurt your feelings, but we can't allow that. So that's just a little note on the primary. It's very disappointing because, like I said, this was, by all appearances, could have been a competitive primary that a Groyper candidate could have succeeded in. Unfortunately, it just attracted the wrong person. And so it was an abject failure. 18% for showing up. You could have gotten 30% if they put a little effort in. Disappointing. Disappointing. You lost. And you didn't do a very good job. So you're done. Now, here's the next part about all this, and I said it at the top of the show. So Vivek Ramaswamy is now the nominee in Ohio, and here is the brutal truth about that. What you have to recognize about Vivek Ramaswamy is that people might say you have a Republican and a Democrat running in this race, and I've seen people say on Twitter, we have to reluctantly get behind Vivek because it's better than a Democrat. Anything is better than a Democrat. It's always better than the alternative. It's a lesser of two evils. These are the kinds of things that we hear every single time. Let me tell you a little bit, however, about the logic here. What does Vivek Ramaswamy represent in the Republican Party? Well, first of all, let's just state the obvious. He is a foreigner. His parents are immigrants. He's an Indian. He is a Hindu Indian, a practicing Hindu. Let's go further.
There you go. There it is. I knew he was going to get around to the racism portion of it.
Yeah, he did. That's why I said, go ahead and tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, he went all the way around the world, but he finally getting to the media.
He finally landed. Yeah,
he landed this plane.
Right there into the racism plantation, yeah.
And basically what he's saying is Ohio is not going to elect an Indian man, and not with his help. And also, I wonder why he's toning it down, because I'm still listening intently to him. And it's like he's ostracizing the Republican Party, but also turned down Vivek Ramaswamy to let them know that they made a mistake by electing him. So I don't know what the angle is, but I do know one angle is racism and letting them know that they made a mistake. And this,
but I think even the Anglo Republicans know that Anglo politicians aren't financially, probably the best option for office. Like they know.
Yeah, but they can relate to him because they the same.
Yeah, yeah. I
This
think
James Fishback person that he was talking about, he's running for governor in Florida.
okay.
So that he was talking about Fishback is a better candidate. He's the type of guy that he wanna follow or what have you, and put some winds. He try to put some wind in the sail about James Fishback. But at the end of the day, I just don't think that many Republicans are going to win anyway, and Nick knows that, and that's why he's on this rant. Because just like you said, we're going to have to put everything in this because it's not going to be who the candidates are going to be. It's going to be about them gas prices, them food prices, and if anybody got a job or not. That's what it's going to come down to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like Carville said, James Carville told the American public when Bill Clinton was running, it's the economy stupid, and it's always been the economy,
stupid.
and it's always been about the economy. So people vote, with their pocketbooks. They vote based on their pocketbook, in my opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's really hard to please everybody when you're in office, especially when you have two different parties with two
Mm-hmm.
different values. So, but
But my
Donald
thing
Trump,
is, he's saying Nick. I mean, the other guy is a foreigner. Isn't he a foreigner? His last name isn't it a
Well,
foreign name?
I think he's like Jewish. Nick
and
Fuentes.
Mexican.
I thought
Jewish and
Fuentes.
Spanish.
You're
I
right.
don't
So
really know.
you Frank. What is it? Frank? However you pronounce his last name? Isn't that Spanish?
The name is Spanish, yeah.
Fuentes. So I'm like, that's So to have that last name, that means you have to be Hispanic. So
He
how
know
you
he
gonna
Hispanic. He know he Mexican.
wait
He
a minute?
know he.
But you sit back and you talking about he's a foreigner. What about yourself? You a foreigner too. So
Well, it's
Yeah, but
saying
he
that
a self-hating foreigner. He's like the self-hating black people that would say don't vote for Kamala and vote for President Trump.
but
That's
it's saying that Nick is Italian, Irish, and Mexican.
okay, so
But he said his father is half Mexican.
so
he a
he's
Mex
still
he's
he's
still
still
Mexican.
right, and he's still
Yeah.
foreigner. So you sitting back and acting like you all pure white, but you're a foreigner, brother. So you're
You can
not
get
going to
deported.
really
You can get deported like the rest
But
of
the
us.
thing
exactly
about it is if you do a what is that what do you call those tests?
Ancestry.
Yeah, if you do an ancestry test for any white person in America, none of them gonna say American.
no, they're not. You're absolutely right. I said all
They all foreigners.
that's right. So nobody, except for the indigenous are, actually American. But well, this land before we took over and made it America. But they took over, made it America, and gave it a name. But what I'm saying is, everybody's a foreigner on this, basically in this on this United States of America soil. So for them to sit back and point out certain ones, you know,
Well,
like
we always got to have a villain now.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
true,
all it is. That's how that's what they do with us.
right?
We got to be the villain and all, but now, for this particular race,
Right.
And since
Vivek.
they can't do nothing to us really, but try to bring us down to the lowest level they can, is i.e. taking our jobs and everything else that we own and operate,
Black history
our
and
history, yeah, everything about us they try to erase and take away. And people that's who they deem illegal, you know,
Right. That
quote
part.
unquote, then they
yeah.
can try to deport them and then now they're making them the villain because can't really do too much to Black America. You can't deport Black America, so you can deport Spanish people because it's a lot of them Mexicans, that's not legal. So
And Haitians, and I
yeah,
mean that's pretty
and other
close to black
foreigners.
people.
And
Jamaican,
Vivek better
and
check his birth certificate.
make sure his documents in order.
Okay, because
Well, then the white South Africans, they are not legal yet.
no, they said they want to go back home. They don't like it over here.
But
Trump said not.
but they're not legal yet.
Trump said y'all belong to Elon now, so y'all got to take that up with Elon. He run y'all.
But
He
yeah,
y'all ruler.
yeah, but they said they don't like it over here like that, so they ready to go back. They had better treatment, at least free health care.
We gotta pay for health care. What?
Well, you saw what Canada said. So they don't
Good
want to be part of the
evening,
United States at
Shanice.
all.
He's a farm.
All right. Well, I guess we can keep watching Mr. Fuentes, the Mexican, talk about white power.
Yeah, that's what gets me. You talking about white power, but yet you foreigner yourself and holler out. Well, he's a foreigner, brother. You are too.
Right.
Pharmaceutical billionaire who is in bed with this clique of J.D. Vance and Peter Thiel and all these other interests.
We should start calling him a wetback since he likes to call black people niggers.
Right.
And what you could say in a word is that he is a complete outsider to the
But I ain't
MAGA,
gonna
America
match
First,
hate with hate.
Royper movement.
I will.
This is somebody that does not
so
represent
silly.
in any way,
Speak
shape,
for
or
yourself.
form a pro-white, Christian nationalist, America First vision. Not at all. He's a libertarian. He's not even a Christian. And he's an immigrant that is in favor of more immigration. He looks upon immigrants favorably.
Sir, if it wasn't for immigration, you wouldn't be here.
That part and then some.
These people so silly.
His ideology.
None of them that make this claim will be here.
They so stupid.
Ideology, as he said, is something like national libertarianism, a colorblind meritocracy. He wants America to throw open the borders to the best and brightest of his homeland, India, and the rest of the world.
Why wouldn't we?
In case you haven't noticed, that is in contravention of everything that...
I hope you don't think that we're going to be able to find the best and the brightest up in this country. Don't forget 66% of you dumb Nimrods voted for this. So my trust in finding a lot of talent here is dwindling.
Trump represents. That is...
I'm sorry.
Against everything that the dissident right or the ascendant America First movement represents. We want to get back to a vision of America as a European descended nation. We spawned from Europe. We are mostly European. We have a European character. We're also a Christian civilization.
No, y'all not.
That is the religion of our ancestors.
Stop
That is the
playing.
religion of our nation. That is the religion of our civilization. We are
Not at all. Y'all actions say something completely different.
against immigration. We have had far too much for far too long.
Y'all
and for all this
immigrated
talk
us
about the
here.
best and brightest Indians, they're not even that good. As many people who have ever encountered them will tell you, they're not quite bright or good at all. But moreover, we want to look
That's
for
a
the
lie.
best and brightest Americans. There's a lot of talented Americans that do not have opportunities because the opportunities are being given to cheaper foreign-born labor. There's a lot of high IQ Americans that are out there in flyover country that just never get opportunity to get into higher education. Nobody ever invests in them because we have DEI programs. Because Chinese students are going to pay $70,000 a year to attend the same school that a white student would need government aid to attend, would need some kind of subsidized loan. So on basically every issue, in terms of his demographic profile, his religion, his ideology, this guy is not...
Not Nick begging for welfare.
Yeah. saying
white
that the
people.
white person would have to get the government assistance from.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
I'm
begging
telling
for what? It's okay for them to get welfare, I guess,
yeah,
but no
yeah.
one else.
America first. You could even go back to his rant on Christmas, which I'll actually read to you. You might remember that shortly after Trump won the election in 2024, for whatever reason, Vivek took to Twitter on Christmas that week to drop this screed about why white Americans are so pissed off. This is what he said. He said, quote, "The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans," which he puts in quotes, "isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for far too long. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steve Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. More movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more creating, less chillin', more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn." Which, by the way, there's like this resentment throughout the entire thing. Because he was that kind of kid. His parents were those kinds of parents. He's not a Native American. He says if you grew up aspiring to normalcy, normalcy is what you will achieve. Close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. If we pretend like it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. This can be our Sputnik moment. We've awakened from slumber before, and we can do it again. And it goes on more like this. Vivek Ramaswamy is telling Americans the reason you're not winning is because you're too lazy. You're having too many sleepovers. You're watching too much TV. Really? It's not because they opened the borders to unlimited immigrants. It's not because they opened the borders to unlimited goods and services from other countries. That had nothing to do with it. It's not because NAFTA opened up the border to Mexico and all these peasants that were working on farms. You know what's funny about that? You know what's really funny about that?
Let me just stop this right here. What does an immigrant has to do with America's success?
Well, somebody put in the chat that
this comment right here.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense either. Illegal people don't have immigrants don't have anything to do with prices. And at the end of the day, they bring prices down because you got more people that's taking advantage of goods and services. And so the population is higher, so more people are buying. Now that, since y'all, rounded all the illegals up, why is all these companies still laying people off if the illegals are taking all the jobs?
Right.
Why are we in the position that we're in? Because, he said he done rounded up at least 1 million people. So that should be, at least 500,000 jobs. Should it not be?
Yep. Yeah.
At least 75,000.
The employment, we should have replaced them jobs immediately if they was taken from somebody. They should have been replaced.
Put that chart back up. Take Nick off the screen for 1 second and put this chart back up that we made today. Now we done deported this many illegals and then some, 5 or 10 times the number of all of these jobs that's been lost, but you still got people being laid off. So make that make sense. Why are so many jobs being cut when we're supposed to be rounding up so many illegals? Now answer that question is what I want to know. There'll be a plethora of jobs because, we rounded up a lot of people, right? So those people had jobs. So why come Americans are not employed? Since we've picked up at least 1 million immigrants.
Right.
or illegals or whatever they want to call them.
Now, the only thing I will say is that, and this goes for anybody, if you move to America, just learn the English language. You know, because I
Right.
think that
Well, you should start at the White House. If you
uh,
want people to learn American English, start with the first lady. She don't know American English either. I'm just
her
saying.
husband don't either.
Yeah, her husband, you should start at the White
His
House and ask,
vocabulary pretty limited too.
yeah, and
So
ask them to learn English and ask them to learn how to complete a sentence. Okay, I'm just saying. Since Nick Holland, we got so many qualified
but
high IQ Americans in America.
but I would say if there was any issue with illegals, that would be the only issue that you could reasonably argue, because the housing market, I mean, I don't buy that there's so many illegals taking up all the properties that everybody wants, that now the prices are skyrocketing.
Hmm.
I just no, you're not gonna
Yeah.
convince me of that.
Well, they got the wrong demon, like a rock in a yard sale said.
When
AI is the reason why you don't have a job. It ain't the illegals, it's AI.
let's be very clear, there was just a few years ago when everybody was purchasing houses, cars, the interest rates was really low, the prices for purchasing homes was very low. This was within the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you're talking about 20 years of illegals pouring into the country. Like, no, what the issues that we have with the economy are due to the massive um what uh waste and abuse, corruption, waste and abuse that's been allowed to take place in
Hmm.
the administration. That's why our economy is where it is,
And see,
in my opinion.
that's a whole nother factor that now that you bring that up, because not only did you supposedly deport or put in a concentration camp 1 million people, you also gutted the federal government, where you say you saved so millions and millions and billions of dollars, but yet and still, uh, the American public everything is still extremely high, and nothing has changed when it comes to our economy with all
Right,
this money that we're supposed to be saving everywhere.
right.
Hmm.
We haven't gotten any type of savings.
No,
In fact, everything's
and
still
the
going
tariffs,
up.
and the tariffs. Remember, they play like they got so
And
much
you
money from the
taxing the
tariffs.
American people with tariffs.
And
So
yeah, yeah. But remember, the tariffs was supposed to bring in so much money too, and that's my whole point. All these savings that we have, well, the American public should be doing well.
well, this is my thing. How are tariffs, which are taxes on the American public, how is that supposed to bring the cost of living down for average Americans?
I don't know.
Like,
Because we got to pay more for services and goods,
right. Like,
and so yeah, but
then you
he
put
got to
on top
return
of
that
that a
money.
war,
Yeah,
but the only people, we don't get that money. The corporations get that money, and he threatened the corporations that
wanted to give a refund. That asked for a refund.
right.
Yeah, the Godfather say don't even ask him for your money back. Ain't no refund.
So yeah, so I don't know. I don't know where the math is supposed to be, how the math's supposed to be mathing, but I don't feel like we're
Well, JD Vance.
any better off. Let's see here. What they saying in the chat is
Child. She said, they say, is the corporations that keep increasing the prices. If you're not going to be smart on an idea, don't talk about it because you look and sound stupid. Well, the corporations are part of the problem.
exactly the corporations that are running the company. I mean, running the country. Is that
Right.
what you're talking about? The
Right.
ones that have actual government positions in the administration. Is that what you're talking about? Those
Well, the part that
corporations?
they don't understand is uh Agent
Like
Orange is ripping them off. Corporations are ripping them off. You know, you getting ripped off everywhere, every turn you, every turn, every step you make, and everywhere you turn, you getting ripped off, no matter what you do and where you go in America. And that's the part I don't think that they understand. Everybody getting a piece of the pie except for the average American.
we talking about 90% of billionaires back Democrats, not Trump, but the total. But have you looked at Trump's administration
Right,
filled with billionaires?
right.
Are you stupid? Or are you dumb?
Both probably. I'm gonna vote on C, all the above.
What the government is doing is wrong is sending tax dollars overseas instead of fixing home. Yeah, we already said that, but I mean, we still can't negate all of the corruption that is taking place inside of the administration itself. Like the department, I mean, what was the department that Christy Nome over?
The
The
DHS,
DOJ, DHS,
DHS, yeah, Department of Homeland
DHS.
Security.
Uh,
Yeah,
they paying two, three times the amount that buildings are worth, the
right.
warehouse is worth to house to make a concentration camp. Like, come on now.
So some more donors can get paid for having
Yeah,
the concentration camp, because that's just another form of prison.
exactly.
Like
Another
the
way
prison system getting paid to house people. Well,
private prison. You're right.
yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So the concentration camps are gonna get paid to house immigrants. And I don't understand what you're housing them for. You ain't letting them go to court. You're not giving them no justice. So you said you was going to deport them. So just deport them. What you putting them in a camp for? That's the part I don't understand. Why everybody can't go back? Why they got to be in a warehouse?
If in my opinion, I would go to some conspiracy theory shit. I feel like y'all trying to experiment on these people because they like undocumented and shit.
Well, I call it legalized kidnapping or trafficking, which I don't know if they doing some trafficking
Or
portion of
maybe
it. So I'm gonna leave that
they
out.
could be a
I
part
ain't
of
got
it
no proof of
too.
that. But
You know, but
it's definitely under the umbrella of kidnapping people.
these are conspiracy theories, guys. But you never know with this administration.
We'll get to find it all out. If they don't burn everything and tear everything up and destroy all the records.
Yeah, because the
So
Trump's
hopefully
thing
we'll be able to
files have
find it
made
out.
it. The Trump's thing files have made the stuff that you used to think was conspiracy.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, he the one. Listen, he the one who want us to be in conspiracy and theory land. Okay, because
boy, them Trump's thing
isn't that the type
files
of president he
definitely.
is? He a conspiracy theory land of smoke and mirror president. So why, if it's coming from the head, why do you not feel like it's gonna trickle down to the bottom?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's the precedence that's been set. Everything is fake, social media, smoke and mirrors. And so this is how we gonna roll. Everything is a lie.
It's The Apprentice in real life.
Apprentice 2.0, baby.
Yes, or 3.0, whichever one how you want to go with it.
The old and the decrepit. That's the name of the soap opera that we have in the
He said the old and decrepit. Okay.
Well, yeah. You want to finish this? Nick Fuentes.
Nah, I'm not tired of Nick. Let's go ahead and go to something else. Nick full of shit is what I think.
He becoming a little straddle, ain't he?
Yeah. He full of. I don't like all this flip flopping. And even if you're gonna flip flop, can you give it some time?
Right.
That part.
Yesterday was not a long time ago. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna save Chud the Builder guy for a little later on.
I'm gonna have to calm down. Yeah, you got to give me something else before I can't do Chud right now.
Okay, so let's see. We can do our man Lawrence. See what he's talking about.
This time telling a Fox reporter in a telephone interview that Iran will be, quote, blown off the face of the earth if Iran attacks United States Navy ships in the region. Donald Trump's war became fully illegal last week, and Donald Trump seems to know that.
What they call a military operation, you know, they don't like the word war. And they call it a military operation because that way you don't have a war, you don't have legal problems.
Legal problems. That was day 62 of Donald Trump's war, and he had a legal problem. By the time Donald Trump said that, even Donald Trump seemed to know that the War Powers Act, passed in 1973, made Donald Trump's war illegal last week. The War Powers Act says that the president can launch military operations for a maximum of 60 days, quote, unless the Congress has declared war or has enacted a specific authorization for such use of United States armed forces. And today, on the 65th day of Donald Trump's illegal war, he chose this childish language to continue his violation of the War Powers Act.
Always using childish language.
Our country's booming now, despite the fact that we're in I call it a mini war.
A mini war.
Our country's booming, despite I call it a mini war.
And then a few minutes ago, he just admitted that he's doing a crime. He admitted to a crime. He said, well, we got to call it this because we can't call it a war because then it's for legal problems. I'm like, why would you tell on you? Well, you know, he don't know how to not tell on himself.
But that's fake news.
Yeah. He said. So we call it little other things so we don't have to, you know, we can skirt the law.
It's a mini war. So
don't forget about the excursion. This was just an excursion.
Yeah, he sounds so stupid. I got to wrap my brain that these people put this man in office, and we look so stupid on the world stage.
So stupid.
Well, look at our, in our comments, Ryan retired. He's saying that the Democrats just went out here and just exposed everybody to C-19 just so we would keep him from winning. Now that right there is real ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, Democrats ain't in charge right now. We're gonna see what this Hantavirus do to us.
Okay. And
wait a minute.
And technically, Trump was in office when
when C-19 came around.
That part.
And also, Fauci gone.
It was the reason for millions. I mean, hundreds of thousands of deaths.
Well, let's see what Mr. Smart RFK, Mr. No Vaccine. Let's see what he gonna do with this new virus that's on the scene. Because we already got a outbreak of measles, which we ain't had in the last 50 years. But here he come, So since we got the measles out there, I guess it's gonna be okay to let this new stuff come around.
Don't he take the penises off of dead rodents that he
nothing but the best for the administration, baby. We are nothing but the best.
And wait a minute,
I'm qualified.
Wait a minute, and don't he have worms in his brain?
Yeah. That's why we got the best and the brightest.
And he goes swimming naked with his family in radioactive lakes and shit. So
makes sense, baby.
That's who's running our health department.
Yeah, that's who's running. Nothing but the best. Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best.
I guess they're the type of people Nick talking about, though.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I guess Nick talking about those people.
Yeah. The meritocracy, because they're white and
they're not foreign. They're not foreigners. Now make sure you understand that they're not foreigners.
Yeah.
Donald Trump described his defiance of the War Powers Act without ever specifically mentioning the War Powers Act.
But you ever hear a situation where we're knocking the hell out of somebody and we have a Congress, please, you've only got 3 days left. We spent 19 years in Vietnam. We spent 12 years in Iraq.
He gotta suck it like he. What the hell is he doing? Is he sucking his saliva back into his mouth when he
Yeah,
talks?
sounds like it.
And then why is he mocking the way Congress sounds? Like, who does it? How childish can you be as the president to be mocking, doing like a mocking voice of Congress?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And the point that he's trying to make, yeah, we spent all those years, but it was also with Congress authorization. Okay, while you're trying to make your point, sir.
That part.
We spent 7 years in another place, 2 years in another one, 7 years in another one. We had another one for 14 years.
And all of them was approved by Congress.
6 weeks.
He can't name the other ones.
What's taking so long?
Congress learned its lesson with Vietnam, the war that Donald Trump refused to participate in when offered a chance by his local draft board, whereupon he presented a letter from a doctor saying that Donald Trump's feet just couldn't take a day in army boots anywhere in the world. The Gulf of Tonkin resolution passed the House of Representatives and the Senate in 1964. The vote was unanimous in the House, and only 2 senators voted no. Both bodies voted on the same day. They literally did not know what they were voting for. They thought they did. They thought they knew why they were voting and what they were voting for. They voted for the president to use military force against what the resolution called, quote, the communist regime in Vietnam, end quote, because President Lyndon Johnson told Congress that North Vietnamese forces, as the resolution put it, quote, deliberately and repeatedly attacked United States naval vessels lawfully present in international waters. History would prove that was a wild exaggeration of a very minor incident in the Gulf of Tonkin. But the Congress immediately passed that resolution saying, quote, the Congress approves and supports the determination of the president as Commander-in-Chief to take all necessary measures to repel any armed attack against the forces of the United States and to prevent further aggression. It was a one-page resolution. And the final sentence said, quote, this resolution shall expire when the president shall determine that the peace and security of the area is reasonably assured. In other words, there was no expiration date. And the resolution put no limit on what the president could do. And so President Lyndon Johnson took a minor military engagement at sea and turned it into America's biggest war since World War II. 4 years later, in the deadliest year of the Vietnam War in 1968, for American forces, the United States Army had 500,000 soldiers in Vietnam. Republican President Richard Nixon won the presidential election that year and continued Lyndon Johnson's war in Vietnam without limit and expanded that war across borders into other neighboring countries. Members of Congress came to regret their vote for the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, and during the Nixon presidency began doing everything they possibly could to cut off funding for what had become Richard Nixon's war. The concept of the illegal war in American politics was born in Vietnam. Prosecutors of the illegal war concept held that the reporting of the Gulf of Tonkin incident in the first place by the president was false in describing a minor encounter at sea as an act of war. Therefore, the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, as passed, was based on a fraud, and that the Gulf of Tonkin resolution could not have reasonably been taken as an authorization for an unlimited forever war. By 1973, Congress was no longer content to reduce funding for the Vietnam War. They wanted to prevent the next Vietnam by writing into American law an unambiguous 60-day limit on the kind of war making that President Lyndon Johnson created. After years of Lyndon Johnson's war, which had become Richard Nixon's war, members of Congress were insisting that what the president was doing without a declaration of war was illegal. Lyndon Johnson and Richard Nixon never pretended that it wasn't a war. They never called it a little detour, as Donald Trump did recently. They never called it an excursion, as Donald Trump has called it. And they never pretended that it was just a military operation. And they never claimed that it would be over next week. President Johnson and President Nixon did not spend every week of their war in Vietnam claiming that it would end tomorrow or the next day or the next week. And they never said, we could leave right now.
We could leave right now. Right now. If we left right now, it would take them 20 years, 25 years to rebuild the place.
No American president acting as commander-in-chief in wartime has ever said that he could end that war right now, because every previous president serving as commander-in-chief knew that it was his moral and legal responsibility and constitutional responsibility to end that war on the first day possible and not extend it one day beyond what was absolutely necessary, not risk one more life. Quote, it would take them 20 years, 25 years to rebuild that place. The complete rebuilding of the first place on planet Earth to be hit by an atomic bomb took 10 years. Hiroshima was rebuilt in 10 years. Nagasaki was rebuilt in 10 years after being hit by the second atomic bomb used in war, which was the last nuclear weapon used in war. Larger Japanese cities like Tokyo had been bombed so thoroughly before the United States had a working atomic bomb that there weren't enough structures left in Tokyo to use it as a target for an atomic bomb. But Tokyo was rebuilt in 10 years. And Japan led that effort, that rebuilding effort across the country without a huge stream of oil revenue that Iran could have after Donald Trump's war. So no, it won't take 20 years or 25 years to rebuild what Donald Trump has done to Iran. On day 62 of Donald Trump's war, he did this. He posted an AI image of himself with no caption to explain such a perverse choice of imagery for a president of the United States, or for any adult, but certainly for a president of the United States, who is now a wartime president.
If I was gonna make me an AI picture, I'd make me look better than that. Look at his face.
Baby, he got the body that he really wanted though.
Oh, okay, he got the body. Why is he in a damn gold chair? A floating gold chair in the water. At the Lincoln Memorial.
Right. And why are they all shirtless with all these men in the pool with one woman at the top, you know, and then
maybe you got Marco Rubio posted up in the center.
Marco Rubio posted in the center with the little phallic you know, sign above his head.
All of them in the reflection pool, and that's supposed to make them look good. Okay.
But at the Lincoln Memorial, you make sense, Donald Trump.
Right.
So it looks pretty.
And wait a minute,
hey, it looks pretty zesty to me.
It looks pretty zesty or rapey.
It looked a little Trump stain to me.
Cringy.
Yeah.
It look a little Trump stain to me.
It look like they go. What y'all gonna do with that young lady when this camera go off?
But this show you where his mindset is at though. This y'all man. This how he running y'all country. This what he thinking in his mind. These are the
That's why
thoughts that actually go through the president of the United States mind.
that's
Skinny
why I say
dipping
that
in the
little.
damn Lincoln Memorial pool
Look,
with
that's why I said it look a little Trump
his
scheme.
cabinet.
Ain't that look? Ain't that what the Trump scheme supposed to have been like?
Mm-hmm. But I was talking about y'all stop. He aced the cognitive test. Did he? I don't think he
Okay.
passed the test. I think he lied. I think that's fake news. I don't think he passed that test.
Yes, he did. All he had to do is say if it was an elephant or a tiger.
Based on this picture, he did not pass the test. Okay, that's all I'm saying. And just to get back to Lawrence and what he's saying about these Republican presidents, because keep in mind Johnson and Nixon both were Republican presidents. It's always the Republican president that want to put us in a damn war.
Because they know that's how they can get the money out of the people.
Based on BS, because he exaggerated the cause of the reason why we were in war for Vietnam. Same thing with George Bush.
It's a grift in my book.
And same thing with Reagan with this Contra Iran affair. Remember, Reagan was fighting with Iran back in the 70s, talking about that they had weapons after he sold it to them.
That part, and then some. But you got to look at it's all about, like you said, power and money. He gets all that money. Every time they go to war, they can make more money because the rich get richer and the poor get poor.
And they could try. And if you run for president and you having a war like Bush was, then you could stay. You could. They'll more than likely you'll be reelected as president because you're looked up as a hero. Of bullshit.
No,
president has ever taken war less.
I
said he's a zero, not a hero.
That part.
Seriously. And America does not approve. New polling continues to show Donald Trump to be waging the most unpopular war in American history on its 65th day. 65 days after the Gulf of Tonkin resolution in 1964, President Johnson had the overwhelming support of Congress in the Vietnam War and very strong majority support among voters for the Vietnam War. Donald Trump is the first president in history to wage a war that a majority of Americans have opposed from day one. The New York Times reports, quote, the Middle East truce
I remember paying $4 a gallon for gas when Biden was
said
in
it had been
office.
attacked by Iran, while the U.S. military said
I don't
that
either.
it had destroyed.
Wait a minute, we can address this. You know this is fake news about higher gas prices. Gas prices may have been a little bit higher, but baby, trust me, they through the roof right now.
Okay, I ain't never paid $4.
Yeah, they through the damn roof with the prices, and they putting water in the gas. I hope y'all learned about that. How the federal government gave them permission to put water in the gas to make it stretch. So that's why come your gas. You know how you used to could go a whole week with a tank of gas, and now you can only go 3 days. That's what happened.
Damn. He said
Well,
I paid over.
they want to talk about it, damn it. They wanted to talk about it, so let's talk about it.
That part, and then some. Wasn't it Reagan that we had to pay all this money out, or was it Bush? That they went up to a point that you had to go to the gas pumps on certain numbers. If your license plate end with a certain number, begin with a certain odd number, you had to go on that day. And then if it ends on an even number, you could go to the gas pumps that day. Wasn't it with Bush that happened? Wasn't he a Republican?
I can't remember, but I know that's how they was doing our damn water. Because having us cipher everything, and you probably gonna go back to that. You probably gonna go back to opposite days. And even if they had that rule, I'm sure I didn't follow it.
Well, and at the time, I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they had it. We had to go, and me and my brother just luckily had the even numbers. And for some reason, the even numbers, they didn't have as long of a line for whatever reason. But the odd numbers, good Lord, the lines were so long. And we went through that for almost a month before they got it back right. And I think it was Bush that was in there at that time. I don't know which one. I think it was Bush. Whoever was in there in 2000. Bush. It was Bush. Because 2011, when the thing happened, it was Bush. And on the Night Rider said Bush Jr. had the high gas price.
If it was in 2000, it was Bush, because that's when he actually stole his damn election from Al Gore. So his brother gave it to him in Florida.
It was Bush Jr. I remember that because the gas. He and Night Rider is right. It was Bush Jr. I knew it was one of them Bushes, and he's a Republican. And the gas we had to. And they were trying to get release some of the gas that we had, but it wouldn't go stretch that long. So that's why they had it where we had to go on even and odd days, because they was trying, and then some of the gas station closed down because we still didn't have enough gas. And we was at war, remember? Mass destruction, remember?
That's what I'm saying. Republicans get in, they want to take us to war, become filthy rich off of it.
Yeah, because remember he was like, he said there was a mass destruction and all this stuff. Come to find out that was a lie, and it never did get Bin Laden.
Well, somebody asked in the chat, do we remember Hunter Biden or not? We remember Hunter Biden, but we also remember Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump and all those pictures with those little kids. So it wasn't that long ago when Hunter Biden was on in Congress testifying, and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of them was trolling him. But one thing about Hunter Biden, he wasn't on Epstein Island, and he ain't got no pictures with no kids. He may have had a little pharmaceutical problem, which like at least a third of America.
No different from Hexeth and
Hexeth and John Jr. and possibly
Trump grandson didn't Ludnick
he just
one
got
of their
arrested.
sons just got arrested for having a little pharmaceutical.
So I want to know, do you remember Eugene Carroll? And do you remember all them little kids on Epstein Island? And do you remember all the Trump friends and Trump partying at Epstein Island? Do you remember that? Is what I want to know.
Do you remember things?
Okay.
Diddy cracks. Diddy's probably more closer to Trump than we are to Diddy.
Right. So at the end of the day, if you were living in America, I remember my grandmother talking about Republican presidents, and nothing has changed. They all lie. And I'm not saying that the Democrat presidents did everything 100%. But one thing about the Democrat presidents don't start.
We got more out of the Democrats than we did the Republicans.
That part.
Okay.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, and they at least was looking out for the American public on a little, on a small level.
Can we get something out of y'all corruption and shit?
Right.
Well, they said, they keep coming up with Biden. Well, farmers had farms going on. A lot of farmers were in business with grocery prices ain't as high as they are now. We are. Let me see what else. The gas prices wasn't as high as it is now. They can't even. But then y'all whine and bitch about what the
stupid shit. Hunter Biden, and he ain't even in office.
Right.
But never have been.
Never have been. No, I know. But you want to know what? Do y'all remember when President Trump said that he grabs women by the pee?
Yeah.
Do y'all remember the 34 count
that's right here.
felonies for the point? Okay, look.
Yeah, he remember. Do you remember?
Okay,
Do you
okay.
remember that? How many now? Is it 4 attempts on his life? How many other presidents have 4 attempts on their life?
Well, I mean, do we remember him getting convicted of trying to cover up these payments to porn stars and
Mm-hmm.
all all the corruption that he was doing?
Yeah, Biden and Hunter ain't never had none of that going on.
And do you remember that he said if
And
his
that's
daughter
not his.
wasn't, if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he will marry her? You look at your daughter like that way?
Oh, no. Or better yet, do we remember when he was on Wendy Williams and he said when she asked, "What do you have in common with your daughter?" and he
Mm-hmm.
said, "Sex."
Now that was on the View. He was on the View when
Oh,
he
the
said that.
View. Oh, the View.
Because George called him disgusting.
How do you have sex in common with your daughter?
Is
But y'all like that?
You know, that's how MAGA do it. You know, some trailer home shit.
Yeah.
and kissing cousins.
Yeah. You know, you can take them out the trailer home, but you can't take the trailer home out of them, and that's what I'm just saying.
I mean, that's the. Oh Lord. Well,
Whoever user LE is, they on point. They was like, he's so sick. He's in the Epstein file. They going in.
Well, all of them going in, and so it's okay.
Right.
That's why I'm highlighting all their comments. Okay, whether I agree with them or not.
To prison. How did that work out for you? Effing lunatic, liberal, leftist, radical. Trantifa weirdos.
Trantifa. That's catchy. I like that. Trantifa. I like that. That's catchy. That is catchy though.
Yeah,
I gotta give you that. I gotta give you that one.
Yeah.
I like that.
That one made me laugh. Oh Lord.
But anyway, child.
Well, I think we can call
y'all gonna leave 2 Corinthians alone now.
What happened with 2 Corinthians?
No, they said, Alice said, can anyone tell me how 2 Corinthians ear magically healed, but his hands won't heal?
2 Corinthians was one of his favorite verses in the Bible. So, so that's what he said. He said 2 Corinthians.
Wait a minute, but she said his ear healed.
His ear magically healed.
Yeah, but when that
but them cankles would not go down.
Baby, them cankles did go down when they had that incident at that dinner last week.
They went there.
Yeah.
They told him, "Here come a bullet," and he tried to run.
Wait a minute, but the part that got me was when he fell. The first thing came to me, I'm down and I can't get up.
Yeah,
help! I'm falling.
He's such a strong man. He's such a strong, great man. But his ass couldn't even run away from the. He couldn't even run away from the bullet, from the panic of it all.
Right.
He's really gonna get Secret Service knocked off if somebody really truly try to do something to him. Because in my mind, all this shit been smoke and mirrors. Yeah, Secret Service gonna be out of there. Okay,
wait a minute.
I hope they got some great insurance because he definitely gonna get them knocked off.
Yes, he will. And what gets me is so funny is the first one was the ear, and they let him stand up and put pow, but this time put up his paws. But this time they would knock the poor man down to the ground.
Yeah. He didn't get to do his heroic stand.
Yeah. He didn't get up and put that in salute and shit this time. I was looking for the saluting and thumbs up.
The fake blood.
Yeah. I was looking for the theatrics. Hell, he was on the ground. He didn't even give us no theatrics.
Wait a minute. And what gets me that makes me know that it's more fake is because they took the vice president out before they took the president out.
But Mr. Knight Rider, I don't know. I think this administration, this is another conspiracy theory. But I think the Secret Service, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, Harry Lutnick, I believe some of these people is trying to get this man knocked off, and the damn Secret Service is going along with it. Because there's no way you whisk JD Vance's ass out the room before you get to Trump.
The
That is
president.
yeah. So they all in on it, in my opinion.
Yeah, because they got him out quick. I mean,
Right.
I'm like, they ran in and said, go, 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 go. Took
Baby,
him on out.
baby, listen, they act
Yeah,
like
like
Tell
he
you
wasn't
that's
the
the reason
president.
why that man lived.
Listen,
After
they act
shooting
like
that-
JD Vance is the president and Trump not. So I guess they saying Trump done been here a long time. He 80 years old. They did him just like the hospital do you. You know how you get a certain age. You know how you get a certain age and they won't operate on you no more, baby. That's what the Secret Service did to Trump's ass. I laid down.
When I saw that, I laughed so hard.
Yeah.
I said, and I said, and second of all, like I said, if they had hit that officer, like they said, point blank in his chest, and they didn't light his ass up, that right there let me know it was fake.
Yeah.
And it ain't no police force overseas in this anywhere that's gonna let somebody hit one of their fellow colleagues, and they didn't light his ass up.
Well, just in case they do succeed, JD Vance is protected. I know that much.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, that's the only reason why that black man was allowed to live. They was hoping that he got a little further through. But you
And
know,
they're gonna let him go because they said they're not even sure his gun went off. The ballistics are not adding up. And so to me, that's a setup to let him go so he can go try again, in my opinion. I'll get one of his cousins to do it. If he crazy enough, don't you got some crazy cousins that can do it? Or some friends. I know you know somebody.
Right. They're not in their right mind. They don't mind. Look, don't mind.
I'm telling you. They like we got to be able to find somebody that can, I mean, come on now, 3 times. What are we doing wrong?
Right.
They need to get off Craigslist looking for the damn.
Well, I hope they don't succeed. I don't want them to succeed. I want him to live. I don't need him going out as a damn martyr or as a hero or as anybody important
Okay,
any
please.
type of recognition. So
No.
y'all leave Agent Orange alone. Leave.
Look, wait a minute.
Die of
Night Rider said the cop shot 4 or 5 times and missed every shot.
Right.
Wait a minute. Every secret service that I ever heard of, that's the one thing you had to learn how to do is don't miss your mark. And you missed him, and he got a good shot in one of your colleagues in the chest, and they didn't light him up, really light him up.
Well, let me just say this. Listen, this is a PSA. Please leave the thug in chief alone and let him live. He ain't got but 2 more years. And I want to see how this picture gonna play out, first of all. And then
I want him to go into his full decrepit,
and we want him to get old and get his dementia because it's already coming. So we want it to go full-fledged, so he can pay for some of these crimes that he done committed against the American public. So that's why I want him to live, because I need him to suffer the consequences of his actions.
Wait a minute. And what gets me is right after all of that, he gets up there. I'm thinking he gonna say, well, there was, I'm afraid for a day for something. He's talking about that's the more reason why we need the ballroom.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They use all these. That's the reason why it seems, so performative, because it feels like, y'all just doing this shit to try to advance y'all agenda and shit.
Right. But hey, anyway, thanks for joining us. But Alice is saying nobody is trying to knock that geezer off.
Clearly, he's all made
got
up.
his daddy is going to get him. And that's what I want, Alice. I want that. I want him to get his fate. I don't want anybody to knock him out. So please leave our thug in chief alone and let him go conquer whatever country.
But that's what. But you want to know? That's what I think. That's what we all been thinking anyway, though. That no one ain't trying to really knock him off, because they would have already if it was really something that somebody really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
These are fucking, ways for him to try to bring his base to him, and make himself feel like a living martyr.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, advance his agenda.
And an accomplishment, because he'll take anything for a win by any means necessary.
Even if
However,
it
he
was
got the
made up
win,
by him.
even if it's
Right.
made up. That's right. Because that's what you do on The Apprentice.
Right.
I don't think y'all understand. You know, this really is a damn game show presidency that we're experiencing.
Oh,
Nothing is real. Nothing is serious. Nothing is truthful. It's all, it's like we live in like a social media president.
Yeah,
You know how everybody live their best life on social media? Well, that's what he's doing in the White House. He's giving us a social media
but I love the
presidency experience.
presidency experience. That's right.
every time he tweets something, I love it when Iran come back with those
AI
Lego
videos.
man. I cry. I be crying because they be doing them all. I mean, they be every time he do. If you think about it, every time he tweet, they got another video for him. A tweet, another video. We could do it all day, every day, all day, every day. Come on, keep it coming.
Yeah, they definitely trolling him.
Yeah,
Them
trolling him
and
hard.
Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's caught on to no one is. It doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Look, on the night ride, it said Iran troll game. Right. Because they trolling him because he's not
They doing that because they know he have thin skin. Remember, he won't come off the air right now because Kim get on there and talk about him every night. He can't stand Jimmy Kimmel. Him or Melania, both of them hate him. But let's get to Chud because it's getting late and we got to wrap it up in a few minutes. So, you want to make Chud our last one?
Yeah, let's make Chud our last one, and this one is a little rage baity, guys. So
let me get my trigger warning.
It's down there.
So y'all hold on to your seat belts because you might want to even take a drink before you watch this one because this dude is something else.
Yeah.
And so we don't just get started just straight into it, guys. I'm gonna play the Waka Flocka reaction to this guy that goes by the name of Chud the Builder. And this is what Waka Flocka. I mean, a lot of people have really caught wind to this loser, but this is Waka Flocka responding to it before we actually get into one of the scenes.
Calling them niggas and all that. Hey, bro, that shit lame as fuck. Let me tell you why it's lame. First and foremost, you run around blicked up, calling people niggas, so if they put their hands on you or shoot them, you going to jail because they ain't even use a weapon. You dumb as fuck. Number two, bro, why you antagonizing people to crash out? Number three, bro, you creating a race riot. A race riot, bro. That America don't even need you right now. And then, nigga, if you want to die, bro, just pull up in the trenches and do that shit. But, bro, don't make the whole world, don't make the whole America, the white and black kids of America fight each other for some past shit that you don't even know if you even got racist motherfuckers in your family. You don't even know these folks. Like, why the fuck do you think that shit?
So that's pretty much how he felt about the way that this guy goes around and antagonizes people. So basically, the guy at the bottom right, his name is Chud the Builder. He goes around recording himself, and he calls black people the N-word with the hard R, and we're going to play the full thing. I won't bleep it out so you guys will hear him say it. And on top of that, he has a gun on him and like a mace, one of those industrial mace shooting guns, so that if anybody tries to come up on him, he tries to threaten them that he's going to defend himself, and then he also calls the police. So let's look at our guy, Chud the Builder in action.
Get out, nigga.
I got something else. I'll take the gun from you.
Do it. Try it right now. Try it right now.
You ain't never been I'll kill you with your own shit.
Try it right now.
Yo. This that guy.
Yeah. Y'all chimping out. Y'all believe in freedom of speech?
What's going on, man?
Freedom of speech. Y'all know me. Hell yeah. White people can say nigger, right?
Whoa.
Come on. I thought y'all believe in freedom of speech.
Oh, no.
Y'all don't believe in freedom of speech?
This how you go viral. This how you go viral.
I thought y'all was American.
This how you go viral.
Y'all not American?
I'm definitely American.
They're chimping out. I don't drink.
Right, bro. Broke back.
We've been giving out burgers.
Yeah, it's definitely giving bro
We got
back
more than
mountain.
that. We got a little more than that.
He like getting that hair pull.
But
He be harassing niggas, and then he just pepper sprays them. Like,
no, dude start chimping out.
He doesn't fight. He pepper sprays or he gonna shoot. Like, he don't even fight. Chimping out. That's crazy.
Cowboy.
You get this shit from your mama's side. I seen this video. I was like, bro, this nigga is crazy.
But freedom of speech. I thought we believe in freedom of speech.
But okay, but you
freedom
know,
of speech,
but not freedom of no.
What about freedom of speech? How old? That's a good question. Like 84?
Y'all gotta talk to this.
75, something like that. I don't know.
What side? Mother side or father side?
On my mom's side.
What about your father's side?
Probably similar age.
You finna dick down your granny.
Y'all nasty niggas, bro. Y'all nasty niggas for that. But dick. Chimping out. Niggas chimping out. Look at these niggas chimping out. Look how these niggas chimping out. Y'all are gross. Is that how you feel good about yourself?
I do. I feel great. Do you never feel good about yourself?
I just think we're all equal. So I should be able to say what I want. I should be able to say what I want.
You usually get people mad. We told the fuck out of you.
Y'all can say what you want. I'm not mad.
You a bitch.
Your mom.
You a bitch.
You're a nigger.
You a bitch.
You're a saying nigger.
You a bitch. Take your pepper spray and that gun off.
Yeah.
You a bitch.
How about I don't?
You a bitch. You won't because you a bitch.
We're right here, faggot.
You said we what?
You're a nigger.
You a bitch.
That's
Again, guys, trigger warning. We know that they're using some very strong language, but you know, the argument is that he's trying to say that as an American, he should have the First Amendment right to say what he wants to say. Sounds like white privilege to me, but he should be able to say whatever he wants to say, no matter, you know, if he feel, you know, if someone gets offended by it.
about that. Have a good night, nigga.
Look at the pepper spray.
Watch this. We got something else.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sick.
Look at these niggas. Look at this nigga chimping out. It's Dom Luker, great value. It's the great value Dom Luker. Keep chimping out. Keep chimping out, nigga.
I got something else. I'll take the gun from you.
Do it. Try it right now. Try it right now.
You ain't never been I'll kill you with your own shit.
Try it right now.
No, because that's what he wants. That's what he wants.
Try it right now. Y'all gonna be national news. Try it right now. Saying nigger. Saying nigger.
You come outside trying to antagonize me.
I just said y'all believe in freedom of speech.
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm calling you a bitch. Freedom of speech.
Nobody's chimping out like you are.
Exactly.
Look at him. Ooga booga.
Where you work?
Ooga booga.
Oh my God.
Ooga booga.
Where do you work?
Where do I work? I'm getting paid $1,000 to do this right now.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Let me do this. Hold on. No.
Nigger.
He is getting paid. He is getting paid. I
This the only civil one. This the only civil one back here. Hey, you got to get new friends. He got to get new friends. You're a nigger. You're a nigger. He's a nigger.
You ain't gonna do shit.
Look at this saying nigger chimping out. Look at this saying nigger chimping out. You're not even recording. Look at this dumbass. He's not even recording.
You right, hold on. The fucking cameraman. You got me on that.
Yo, quit chimping out, bro. We're just niggas in Christ.
No, I know, but listen though. Listen, I'm just talking shit like
yeah,
you
can
shit.
say bitch, whatever.
Okay, and you.
I can say nigger. I can say. Yeah, we can. We're on the same page.
He said,
man, I just can't. Man, look.
Bro.
Look, man, look. I believe in
Come on, bro. They're chimping out. Look, get him.
I ain't gonna lie, you a bitch.
Yeah, you're a nigger. I love you though. Even though you're a nigger, I love you, bro.
I love you. Hey,
I'm praying for you.
As God's children.
Hey, real quick, can we do a prayer?
Speaking of prayer, see this type of stuff I'm talking about. This is the type of stuff that make me say I don't even want to deal with the religion part of it.
All right.
Look at this. A mockery. This is blasphemy.
Well, it's really trying to antagonize people. You're walking on the streets, you're antagonizing people, and you're loaded.
Right.
You know, from head to toe. And so it's like you want somebody to retaliate against you so you can light them up or what have you.
Now, what if
And
they but the other alternative is what if
and
they are
I
fully
feel like
loaded?
right, but hold on one second. I feel like he better be careful before he get Charlie Kirk, and he might not see it coming. Okay, hey Vicky, thank you for joining us. Because you walking around and this went viral, so everybody know who you are. So
Right.
and everybody not gonna be all friendly and tolerant like these children are. So
Exactly.
This
And the
is
only
a
reason
whole new generation right here. This ain't back there with Martin Luther King come by, y'all. This whole generation is a totally different generation. This is the Malcolm X era right here. Any means necessary.
but these guys that he's talking to right here, first off, are probably, A, drunk,
and young.
B, feel like he's trying to bait them in to create a scene so that he can have viral content, so they probably don't want to fall for the bait either. But then also with him being fully loaded, who knows, they may not have, anything on them to protect themselves as well. So, you know, eh, but he got to be careful.
Can we do a prayer real quick?
Hey, but no.
Because I was on the fence as to whether or not they dealt with the situation, like, how do you feel how they reacted to him doing this?
Well, he was on all social media and he got demonetized and kicked off of the social media sites for showing these type of videos. Number one, and so he's trying to get money. I feel like, and he said he was paid. He'd get paid to do this. So I don't know who's paying him to do what he do. And yeah, Charlie Kirk was a racist, but I'm not talking about as far as him being a racist. I'm talking about the way he went out, with that pow pow. So that's what I mean when I say he gonna get Charlie Kirk. I'm not saying he is Charlie Kirk. I say he gonna get Charlie Kirk with the ED.
Yeah, not like the recognition and
yeah, he gonna get that fame and fortune that he had. He gonna get that same ending that Charlie Kirk had if he's not careful. And like I said, he might not see it coming. Cause see, you walking around and you antagonizing people, and he thinking the people that he's starting crap with, he think one of those people gonna get mad enough to do it to him, right? But more than likely, what's gonna happen is he's not gonna see it coming. In my opinion,
I think Mark Doherty said, "Do black people have the same mindset about white people?" I don't think black people really be worried about white people like the way white people be worried about.
no, we be worried about our
Black
black
people.
problems, child. We got our own stuff we got to worry about. We got kids and family and shit to do, places to go, things to see. We be minding our own business, and we don't even care about race. We don't care about what color you are or none of that because we mind our own damn business. We don't go around telling it, calling the cops and antagonizing people, looking out the window to see what our neighbors are doing and shit. We don't care. You do you, we do us. Just leave us alone. That's all we care about.
Right.
And this is not leaving us alone. What this dude is doing.
So.
Or what?
Don't pull up background. This is what he does.
Or what?
See,
I don't gotta stop doing nothing. Can we say a prayer?
Look at that.
Nigger, it's a word.
Come on, bro. Don't call him.
We're all niggers in Christ.
No, we are not.
We're all niggas in Christ.
All niggas in Christ.
Y'all don't want to read the prayer real quick?
Bro, you a bitch. I ain't gonna lie, you a bitch.
Are you trying to get a clip? You're a nigger. You're just gonna be looking stupid tomorrow. You're gonna look stupid tomorrow.
You gonna make what? It's what you do. You talk about how much money you gonna make right next.
Yeah, we're already making money.
And you just go around and harass people.
I don't harass people.
And then what do? You pepper spray them?
We talk to them.
Or you shoot them?
When you chimp out, if you threaten bodily harm, I'll pepper spray or shoot. I'll defend myself in any way.
Hey, is chimp out not a crazy term?
No.
No.
Why are you shaking? You got adrenaline in you?
Bro, yeah, you got me mad.
You see how I do this with nothing?
Because you're used to this shit.
No, it's because I'm a real nigger.
But you don't go to no real hoods and do this.
I do actually. You ever been to Napier Park down the road? All right. Well, y'all have a good night. He's gonna keep chimping out. God bless you, Dom Luker. Look at Dom Luker chimping out. My dick.
I kind of feel like he wish he was uh, a black guy himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
what
he
it's giving.
called himself one. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's giving.
mhm.
He's only doing that to try to make it seem like, oh, I'm down too. I'm just like you all, but you're not, baby. You're not.
And
You'll never be a.
Terry said he couldn't be in him. Because at the end of the day, those are kids, in my opinion, that you're talking to. You're not talking to no real black man. Take that shit to the hood and see what's gonna happen.
And that's what he
Yeah.
told him. And he talking about, I've been
Camera
down
or
there.
not, camera or not, you go to the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the right spot, sir. And I guarantee you won't
You
have
go
your
to
chest
these
up there
well
like that.
lit intersection areas that's
Right.
got a lot of people around and shit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Where
He
everybody
know what he doing.
outside. Go to
Yeah.
Detroit where everybody outside. Go to Chicago where everybody
Go
outside.
into the neighborhood.
Yeah. Go
Yeah.
into the real neighborhoods.
DC, Compton. Look, go to Compton, DC, Chicago, Detroit, New York City. Go to them areas, Harlem. Go to Harlem and all them places where everybody outside and see.
Uh-huh.
And
See, he got that protection because he in Tennessee. You know, he in the red, he in the South.
You see what Vickyville said?
What Vicky say?
I think he wants a little bit of a black man, if you catch my drill.
I think you might be on the right track, Victor.
Yeah, I do too.
I concur, sis. but let him go to let him go around some, get out the South, sir, and come to the East and the West and see what happened to you. Yeah, but go to the East or the West, and I guarantee you won't get the same response.
Yeah, now he know where to go. He know what he doing.
Exactly.
Shanice said he went last 2 minutes in Detroit. He went last
that part. That's why I recommended it, Shanice. Where the real black people at? Go where the real black folks at. Okay. This is really like, how thieves go and mess with the vulnerable. That's what you're doing. You're messing with the weak and the vulnerable, and also their kids.
Well, I think what it is, I think a couple of them are not children, but I think a lot of them is they see that he's filming, and and if they do anything to him, because like he said, one of them said, take that gun off you and take that camera down, and then say that again.
Well, this just goes to show you another thing about privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, they don't even feel emboldened enough to engage with him, where they feel like if they, make the wrong move, something could possibly happen. And they probably don't feel like they have support from the police.
Well, based on this comment, Vicky said he go right up to the black men and always has on a crop top, and this is the way he's a way of flirt. That's what I was wondering. Is he flirting? This how he flirt? He ain't gonna never get no date going this route, and he doesn't know how to flirt with the men properly. Well, I'm also gonna say this: if he went to the right places like Detroit, like if he go to the East or the West, they wouldn't give a damn about him filming.
Yeah, camera or not.
Camera or not.
That part.
You about to get this work.
Okay.
That part.
But yeah.
And the thing is, and if he, as Mark Dalty said, is he in the hood? No, he's not in the hood. If he was in the hood, somebody be there. Why the other ones are talking to him and he's paying attention to them. Somebody be done walked up on a wallop.
Well, guys, sorry we had to end the live on such a triggering topic that seems to be becoming more prevalent in the streaming and social media landscape for some reason amongst these right-wing content creators. So People doing anything to go viral, and unfortunately, it's probably going to wind up in somebody getting hurt.
Mollywop.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Charlie Kirk and the Mollywop. As Vicky said, Mollywop.
Yeah, Vic said he's gonna catch somebody who don't care about him, about
Yeah.
jail time, and then they go ahead and wall him up his ass anyway before he even pulled out his piece.
Right.
Right.
And so, and that's what I'm
Are they gonna be following him?
waiting on him to get in his car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not gonna even care if you're an Uber driver. So Uber, I wouldn't pick him up.
Okay.
If he call for Uber, if you drive Uber and you in this area, and he call, I wouldn't pick him up if I was Uber. Because he putting y'all in danger, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he putting people in danger.
But y'all let us know what y'all think. Do y'all think that this is a problem with amongst content creators? Should this be allowed to even be like I'm glad he got demonetized and blocked, from a lot of the social media platforms for harassment and bullying and all the other stuff. But why are people why is this what people are gravitating to? Why are people going this route to express how they feel about black people? Like they can't find something a little bit more constructive and safe to do?
Well, they've been given permission from the thug in chief.
Right.
He sits around and talk about every other nationality other than white people. So why wouldn't the public follow him?
Yep.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's true.
And then they had the nerve to talk about rhetoric causing people to want to assassinate the president. Like, y'all shut the hell up.
And he give out there and he spew out the most rhetoric there is.
Well, y'all, final words.
Well, this been a great show. Even though we had to, play this dude at the end, but to answer your question, no, I don't feel like he should be able to be on social media spewing this kind of BS and hate and bigotry and being all antagonistic to people and trying to provoke them or what have you. Like I said, we have enough problems and issues that we have to worry about every day. And this is just like Agent Orange. You creating your own problem. And if something happened to you, then you cause your own demise, just like Charlie Kirk did. Okay. No matter who took him out, whether it was the Israelis, his wife, or Trump, or whoever, I don't know who took him out. Because the boy that they say took him out, bullets didn't match, so it wasn't him clearly.
Oh yeah, but have you seen all the videos where they've like debunked this man that looks like he's in the Secret Service or something, and he like pinches his sleeve, and it looks like it releases something. So yeah, they've been saying that this was like all orchestrated.
Yeah, it's all orchestrated. And so and when you got a clowning chief in the top, at the top, then this is what you get: a bunch of minions running around or peasants that run around and mimic him. When you have permission from the top to be like this, then yes, people are going to take full advantage of what they can take advantage of. And just like the billionaires are watching him rob America blind, so they putting their hand in the cookie jar too. Whatever he's doing, this is what his followers are doing, in my opinion. And he's setting the standard for it all.
Yep, I think when the Democrats do get in office, they should make this a crime. Because you want to know what I do hate? Even watching the people who like go up to people and try to, mess with them while they're shopping just so that they can have content, like pranking people. Like I feel like all that should be against the law.
Yeah, it should fall under harassment because you can't harass someone. That's already illegal. So just throw it under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm. Well, I also feel like it was a good show. And I think that a lot of people are just coming to the fact that even the people who were disillusioned at first and really thought that Trump was going to lower prices, if there are really people that exist out there that actually thought he was going to love.
Bless their hearts.
I don't even know how if they even thought that one through. If they thought like, how is Trump gonna lower our
Now
prices?
you legitimately have people who actually believed in him and thought that they believed those lies that he told. They really thought he was going to lower gas prices and food prices and make the world a better place. And they really thought, all the lies that he spewed over the campaign because
Yeah,
he did
yeah.
some of the things the first
He
time.
was gonna end the war day one.
Yeah, they won. And
Day
so
one.
he made a lot of promises in the first administration and he kept those promises because he catered to his base. But this time the base get the FAFO. He didn't cater to them this time. This time
He catered to
he
his
even played the
donors.
song. He's doing things his way this time.
Yeah, he catered to the ones, the highest bidders is who he
Yeah,
catered to.
exactly. And now he already told y'all he got the song and everything. He said he doing things his way now. He's doing it his way.
Mm-hmm.
He even danced to that in his inauguration. He
Sure
let y'all.
did.
He set the standard and he let y'all know exactly what he was going to do.
Sure did.
Well,
My
um,
final thoughts on this: it was a great show, and homeboy, I pray for him that God protect him because right now he's down walking down a slippery slope that is not don't look like a good ending for him. But I will put it in the word to the Lord.
I'm not. I ain't bothering God for that.
I'm trying to be politically correct for the homie.
she said, she said, you ain't gonna get me.
And really, it is what it is. You
Listen,
can
I got
call it.
enough stuff to ask for. I will not be adding that to my list. No, ma'am. Thank you. No, ma'am. You go ahead and do you, but for me in my house, we ain't praying for him.
I know that's right.
Oh, but anyway, it was a great show, and I had fun tonight. I mean, it's we dealt with serious issues, but sometimes we have to laugh about some things because you just can't believe that this is happening, and people are seeing it the way they're seeing it, and it just make you laugh because you really felt that do y'all really see this and believe this? And, I mean, I just can't believe what they don't see. You know, and he's not doing anything for the United States. He have yet to say what he's done for us. They keep saying, "Well, the stock market is going up. The stock market is going up." But what has the stock market got to do with the people out here that Minion and I said what I said have named that's happening
Is
at
the
real
stock
time?
market gonna lower our grocery prices?
Right.
Cause that's all I care about.
Like grocery prices, the medical, the prescriptions for the people. A lot of people don't have insurance now. A lot of people are homeless. A lot of people don't have food in their houses. They don't know how they're going to eat. Cut off some of the food stamps for some of the locations. They got to go, if they go into the doctor, they got to walk, go 20 to 25 miles out of the way because where they was 5 minutes away from it, now they're 25 miles away from it. So what has all of that have to do with us here? We doing Russia getting help, China getting help, India getting help, Argentina. Wait a minute, let's not forget about Argentina. We gave them a whole bunch of money.
Child, we getting everybody the money. All
But us,
all the soldiers. You need some people to fight a war. We got you. You need a
right,
bailout. We got you.
right.
You need us to help you get through the strait that we caused to close. We got you. But we can't get our shit together.
Night Rider said, they strong armed countries and tax citizens. Exactly. Then after the fake shooting, all of a sudden we supposed to give him all this money now for a ballroom. What they have to do with? Okay,
Yeah, that old type of shit.
right. That's the kind
Y'all
of shit.
supposed to. Republicans supposed to be the party of responsible spending and building yourself up from your bootstraps, but y'all have bamboozled and siphoned and sucked and
Wait a minute. Get it right. Pull yourself up from your
oh
bootstraps.
yeah, pull yourself up from your bootstraps, but y'all have pretty much sucked all the money that y'all possibly could from the American taxpayers and given it to the rich
Right.
and taking away health care and taking away food assistance to a lot of needy families. Um, you have caused us to have a deficit that is higher than our entire GDP as a country. We owe more than what we are worth, what we our assets, what we have. So if anybody talks about black families now, we are officially, if you're going by the stereotype of a black person, the Republican Party has officially started handling this administration like they are a black single baby mama with bad credit.
Right.
Well,
And
damn.
I mean, that's how they try to characterize us as. So what the fuck y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I know some white single mamas that live in a trailer park that's doing kind of,
well,
kind
no,
of.
no, 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 no. Let me not say that's not what black people represent, but for
Right,
them,
right.
that's what they would try to lead you to believe that
Oh,
all
okay.
black people are living their lives like this, and they
On
are the ones
welfare.
that
On
are, and
welfare.
right, and they
Right.
the ones that's responsible and paying bills on time and
Mm-hmm.
fiscally
Mm-hmm.
responsible and doing everything the right way when y'all are living above y'all means. America is living above its means right now. Our deficit is more than what we actually have assets for, larger than our entire GDP.
That
So
part.
what are we doing here? And y'all are still sucking more and more money from the American taxpayer.
And the thing that gets me is, whenever anybody says something about the ballroom, they say, well, Obama did a basketball. Look at the price of a basketball court compared to our ballroom.
And he asked for permission.
And he
That
asked for
part.
permission for that.
So
Wait a minute, the basketball court didn't even cost as much as this ballroom gonna cost.
well, they
Let's just
didn't want to give Obama not one nickel to spend, baby.
Right.
I just want you guys to just kind of take into account the fact that all of the images of the White House after this ballroom has been constructed and they put it up, we are going to be like old pictures of the White House. Like it's not even going to be the same White House that we see that we know in our minds. You know what I'm saying? Today, we don't even know how this
Now,
new White House is
he
going to
took
look.
the history away from it, And,
Right.
everything he touched turned to what?
Shit.
Shit.
So, on that note, we ought to leave off.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great night. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. We'll
Good
see y'all on
night.
next time.
Good night, everybody, and thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the guy, let's go. Foxy 2 Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Lizzie with the facts, she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. Say what we said. The record.